Ladies and gentlemen, welcome officially to the Soulrift Day. Everything Soulrift. And we're going to be trying out today Sever. We're going to do Blight, Bone Spear, Blood Surge, Bloodlands. We'll try out Bone Spirit as well with Soulrift. Because what Soulrift does currently for us is that Soulrift provides us with infinite resource. And we can keep it permanently up. More stuff coming to the PDR today. Yes, rune words are coming, which will make every build better. Because look at my build right now. I need essentially Soulrift up. Soulrift is up right now. And then I can just spam away, right? Destroy everything. No issue. My essence is infinite. I'm popping, right? And the fun part is, if rune words are now involved in this build, you know what happens? You know what rune words are going to do? There's a rune word that works on essence use. So for every 2% essence used, you're going to be triggering an effect. And that effect can be ultimate cooldown reduction. So if I wanted to, by spamming my Sever and by using a rune word, I could activate bonus cooldown reduction and make sure that what I'm doing here with the Soulrift works even better, because I'm essentially just activating more cooldown reduction than ever. Isn't that funny? How an existing build can be made to be even more brutal than has ever been before. So that's the funny part about the rune words, that they're essentially going to be able to help solve issues of certain builds by just existing. I mean, I wouldn't have to go out of my way to essentially get the rune word activated, right? You would choose a trigger and an effect that essentially enhance your existing build without taking away from it. A new Barrage Rogue is level 85. How does it feel, Schleicher? Do you get the new mask, the Unmaker? No, we don't have the Unmaker yet. But the Unmaker will be tested thoroughly as well, because the Unmaker is quite interesting for Soulrift builds. It is the new helmet that gives us resource generation. And that, by the way, this is the Golden Essence Ball we're talking about. And that... Unmaker enhances the duration by another 8 seconds. And not only by another 8 seconds, the Unmaker also gives us a critical strike damage applicable explosion that's coming out of our Soulrift. By the way, I need quickly a screenshot of this ball for another thumbnail. So the Unmaker is quite crazy. And the fun part is Soulrift works without, but with even better. Right? So with the Unmaker, you essentially keep Soulrift up permanent. That means a permanent 30% damage boost. That's it. Like permanently plus 30% more damage. Great, isn't it? Do you want one, Kraus? I mean, if you have one to give away, I'll gladly take it. I mean, we can make more tonight. So tonight the cheat vendor is coming. And the cheat vendor will be allowing us to essentially go all out with the Unmaker and do some crazy things. But yes, if you have one already, I'll gladly take it and put it through its paces. I need more time. Then we can show chat that it actually does work. The problem is it will ruin my armor right now. The fun part is it doesn't actually matter. I mean, like you look at me and I currently only have 600 armor, but does it seem to matter? Do I seem to struggle with only 600 armor? No. And the reason is Barrier. Barrier is a bit oppressive currently, that like as soon as you have Barrier, armor matters less, right? And that's maybe something that would need to be addressed in the future, but I honestly don't actually care. You tested X-Files. Did you test X-Files with Soulrift or just X-Files? Because we will definitely test X-Files as well today with some builds. So yes, X-Files should be going finally relatively decent. I'm actually expecting good things from X-Files. I do believe a lot of things that weren't working because they weren't good enough might finally be working due to the stat squish. Because what happened is they squished a lot of stats, but the actual percentages of certain items are still the same. So the Ring of Starless Skies is still 50%, even though everything gets squished. But it's still like good like this. It's still like insane like this, right? That's actually interesting. So we're gonna upgrade. Oh, that's only +1 right now because I'm not 50 levels higher. Shit. I need to actually go higher in the thingies. Yeah, we wanted to upgrade the darkness glyph then. Oh, wait. Did I want to upgrade darkness or did I want to upgrade dominate? Because I want to make dominate go crazy because we want to try out overpower as well. We need to upgrade that one quite a lot. How high did you go into the pit? We're currently sitting at pit 65, Captain, so pit 65 is not an issue, but I essentially have to masterwork up some gear. I only have what I only have is I have one single masterworked item. That's my Ring of Starless Skies. So masterworked Great Affix item. So I'm kind of like missing out on a lot to actually like power level wise, right? And I need to upgrade some glyphs to essentially push further, plus redo the Paragon board. But yeah, Torment 4 is not a problem to unlock. I just didn't stress too much because Torment 3 is like nice for testing, right? To see if things are working. Because let's be real, most people will probably stop playing here or here. Most people won't bother going into Torment 4. And the reason is simply that Torment 4 is just more tedious than the others. If your build is strong enough and if you upgrade it far enough, it doesn't matter. Like that Torment 4 would be more tedious because it would still be easy to unlock. I would really love to try out an Infernal Horde, but I don't think they actually work. I don't think I can actually use them right now, right? Also, how the Greater Affix chest works in Infernal Horde. Does that mean we get guaranteed Greater Affixes, right? That'd be nice. We need another sword because this sword is for sever projectiles to cast twice. Need actually some one-handed weapons. So we wanted to get, we wanted to get some up the side quickly for the ring because we need the ring. That means we're going to do a nightmare dungeon. I don't know how you're feeling about this, but nightmare dungeons are pretty damn OP fun right now. Also, if you want to give me the helmet, then just give me your Battle.net ID so I can invite you. Also, I tried the Beast of Ice and we could kill him. But I would probably kill him on tier 2 instead of tier 3. But I don't think I don't have any materials right now for bosses flying around. Maybe have some on some of the other characters, but yeah, not really. Oh, I have so many. Oh no, I have all these. Oh no, I have all these in my inventory because they used to be in your inventory. From when is that snapshot? Oh no, Chad. Give me all the fragments. Oh no, I've been having them all in the inventory from like it's so far back that you actually had these lying around in your gem inventory. Why don't you use the bone ulti? Because the bone ulti is worse. Zangi. I mean, honest question, what would you use the bone ulti for? So the bone ulti does give you damage reduction and crit, right? And then in order to get barrier, you need an aspect. But right now I'm using Soulrift. Soulrift gives me 30% more damage multiplicative. It gives me infinite essence. It gives me barrier. And it makes my enemies vulnerable. Okay. And the bone ulti gives me damage reduction and critical strike chance. Oh, and if I'm using a barrier aspect, it will give me barrier. But you know what the sad part is? That also only works if I'm close to enemies. Did you know what Soulrift does? Soulrift is ginormous. So Soulrift is like here, half the screen is Soulrift, right? Ladies and gentlemen, the Unmaker. Thank you very much. Thank. Now we can test this out. So the Unmaker gives us more rings than Soulrift, more damage reduction, more cooldown reduction. And again, it gives us the fancy pantsy explosion. Let me actually turn on advanced compare and everything. Let me check if my controls are set correctly. Yes. So now we can put the Unmaker on, which just loses us some more armor. Then we actually have to socket the Unmaker. We have to socket the pans. I have to make some more Grand Rubies. For Grand Rubies, I need how many? I can make Royal Rubies, right? But how many resources do I need for Grand Rubies? Do I have to like break all of these? Do I have enough Ruby fragments? Oh, you can actually break all 27. I didn't know that with a right click. Wow. Today I learned. Like Grand Ruby. Why are we putting rubies in there? It's not for life, it's for armor. Because they're actually giving you armor. I know it's plenty sad, right? To have to do this for armor, but there we go. And that's for resistances. So now with the Unbreaker, Soulrift is increased by 0.5 seconds for every 30 essence you spend, and then you get like the Unmaker explosions around you. Let's go into a Nightmare Dungeon for this. Did I open up a Nightmare Dungeon? Yep. And just see how much more damage. Oh, no, before we do this, Heart and Bones needs to go out for the curse. Wait, Pans can't have the curse. Shit. No, Pans can have the curse, actually. Thank you. Is Minion Necro playable in Season 6? We tried it, and it's okay. But it's not like as good as you want it to be, sadly. So with Minion Necro, I went into Torment 3, but Torment 3 was for the current Paragon levels I had at the end. I couldn't push further, and it was definitely not as smooth as the Sever build. So it does work. Like, it definitely did work. Like, leveling was a blessing. Going to Torment 1 and 2 was a blessing. And yes, I could also kill Torment 3 bosses with it. So again, not an issue. Like, everything doable, right? So essentially now my Soulrift is permanently active, and whenever I make essence with Soulrift, it like makes these Soulrift explosions. I think it does even have an animation, right? Yeah, that's when the whole shadow wave kind of like goes boom, right? But look how long it's up. That's like the first depletion, and now I can just keep it on. Almost don't even need cooldown reduction anymore. I mean, right now we're going like for 22 seconds of this being up. And again, we're getting these Soulrift explosions that I don't know how much damage they're currently dealing. It's gonna be like a hard interesting. I think with a curse spam, I might actually be able to find out how much damage that is. We're looking at here. After level 60, do you level up by Paragon? Yes. So you're slowly leveling up the Paragon points. And is every level just one Paragon point? Yes. It's not like these miniature hoops anymore with like more Paragon points. Every level is one Paragon point. 300 levels, 300 Paragon points. Actually, it's more than 300 because it's 325, I think. Because you get like 300, you get like 20 from Renown plus like 5 from Altars of Lilith or something like that. Why are we backtracking to kill things? Well, because everything gives Opticide, right? The more things we kill, the more Opticide we're getting. So actively gonna participate in slaying elites. Gotta even like do your best to worst case scenario backtrack to find like some more elites, because why not? I have a hard time seeing when like the Unmaker explosion happens. And what the Unmaker explosion is in damage-wise. But I feel like if I get my shadow damage up, it should be working nicely. Like how much damage you can actually deal. So this is like the infinite essence that we currently have with Sever, but don't worry, we'll try out Blood Surge next. So I wanted to just like see the Sever build unfold, and then Blood Surge is the second build for today. To see how does Blood Surge do now with Baria, and is this producing enough essence? Interestingly enough, the Unmaker gives us also resource generation, which actually does make it like quadruple as good. Do you need no, Opticide is the only masterwork material. No other masterwork material exists, so it's now Opticide only. Also, Dino, thank you for the Prime subscription and the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to this team. Welcome everyone to Season 6 PDR. Tonight, we're going to get the cheat vendor and runes. Sadly, I'm probably not online tonight to test this, so I might have to like do that tomorrow. I actually have to tell the waifu that we're probably doing this tomorrow. Or I'm going to be online tonight for a little bit, for a little rune stream, because I really want to play around with the runes and kind of show you what they can do and some of the more powerful rune combinations, because I don't want to let you hang in, right? I'm going to give you some insights, some fun. I already have a list of cool rune combinations and how they could work out. And that's obviously what I would like to show you too. Oh, the Butcher! Let's see how the Butcher feels with this. So again, we have Infinite Barrier, right? Or we supposedly have Infinite Barrier, and we're just spamming an array at him. And like this is obviously, well, wow, he just handed. The Unmaker adds so much damage to this. So not only does the Unmaker add a lot of damage because of like the Unmaker explosions, you should not forget that the Unmaker itself is giving us imperfectly balanced. So this imperfectly balanced orangs, they're making it also able that we can now do more damage with Sever, right? This is a mania. Oh no, you definitely, like, if you haven't done the renown yet from the world, you should definitely do the renown from the world. I mean, like, if you haven't yet finished all the renown in every region, do that ASAP. Okay. That's Bloodlands, 3 ranks. Might actually have to keep these gloves for now. For harder times, right? Okay, let's destroy everything else. We wanted to temper now. Let's see, how many temper resources did we get? We got, oh, look, we got 2,500 from when? That one dungeon gives us to what the no, what? When? Who? Sir, you good? So what will we look for? More ranks into Soulrift or more ranks into imperfectly balanced, probably, right? Oh, attack speed. Look at that. Boy. Boy. More places. Okay, so, wait, I don't know where we get 2,000 from. Okay, wait, we need to do one more. Like, what have I missed there? Chad, what have I missed there? I mean, like, so far I've only gotten 400 max, right, from one. Huh? Oh, they copied your mats over. Like, I know, like, we had some hidden other mats. I was just confused. Butcher, maybe. Yeah, that could have been it. When I didn't check my Opticide amount before, so that's sadly now, like, I don't know how much we have before. But damn, do I love this. I mean, this is really nice because you have an ultimate now. Like, this is how other classes feel. This is what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't think the new ulti of Necro is OP. Like, this is just like how I feel when I play my Druid. This is how I feel when I play my Rogue. And this is also how I feel when I play my Bard, right? I finally have an ulti that empowers me and puts me in a very good position that when I have the ulti activated, and I can make the ulti more or less perma-activated with my skills, right? That when everything comes together, I actually feel so hideously powerful that I'm just enjoying myself, and it puts a permanent smile on my face, right? And that's the feeling that Necro has been missing a bit last season, right? That's something that has been missing in Season 5, unless you had a very good Blood Surge build together, right? But this effortlessness, yeah. to essentially have like a well-working build that just makes sense. That's just such a good feeling. Does that make sense to you? And this is how a class should feel, by the way, right? You should have builds that are like, sure, if you put ABZ together and ABZ makes sense to put together, like, you know, we have the ulti and then we increase the ulti duration and all these pieces are like going hand in hand and suddenly you actually feel powerful because the shit you do makes sense. Yeah, this simply just feel great. But I went the wrong way and I'm not even mad. This is the fun part. So now I went the wrong way, right? But I'm not even mad because you know what? I'm still getting my Opticide from this. Did we not get the build out yesterday? Yes, we did get the build out yesterday, but sadly Mobalytics doesn't have their planners updated, so I had to put it on D4 build. So that's where the build currently resides. But I put it into the YouTube VOD. There was the link inside. But the video is out this morning actually. So in case you missed it, the video on the Sever build is already out explaining everything. I have to do the Paragon board a bit better because right now Paragon boards are a bit of point spams, right? They're not maximum efficiency. Like there's things to do. Do you think they need to bump up the difficulty? I think the difficulty bump is okay at this point. Like if I get a really good build, I can get into Torment 4 and then Torment 4 will also not feel too hard anymore. But the thing is, like, that's why I made a really good build to go into Torment 4 and then don't have it feel hard anymore, right? I mean, yes, there should be always this, like, there should be a certain level of challenge. But on the other hand, like, there's a reason I'm trying to become hideously OP, and that is to just also feel hideously OP, right? And if I never get to that point, or if ever growing world tiers have me never actually feel hideously OP, why am I again trying to get stronger in the first place? Yeah, see, this is more holding up with the reality. That was like 300 Opticide now. So, you know what we're missing? We're missing like a 10 wave Infernal Horde, right? Also, the pit is not meant to be hard, so people are complaining that they can beat a tier 100 of the pit, right? I'm currently farming tier 50s. I could probably do the tier 65 currently with a new upgrade here. I mean, we can check how it is. The problem is right now that we don't have the armor actually to do this, so technically we should not go in there as we have way too few armor. How are you finding the PDR? What's your thoughts on the new class? See, like right now, I just take too much damage because we're taking multiplicative damage, right? Our armor is 300. The new class is not on the PDR in case you didn't know that. Look at how the Unmaker is essentially sending out explosions. Beautiful. But our not armor is causing issues. I mean, damage-wise, like, notice we're just good to go. So the new class is not here on the PDR. That being said, though, I have tried the Spiritborn. I mean, it was available at Gamescom. I was at Gamescom in Germany. It's fun. The problem with the Spiritborn is that as fun as the Spiritborn is, it is a highly complicated class. That playing the Spiritborn without a guide might not feel good, because as technically intuitive it is, I think, like, in order to play the Spiritborn, you already gotta understand Diablo really nice. So let's say you haven't played Diablo now for a year since release because you just beat the campaign, and now you're coming back and you're like, I'm gonna play Spiritborn because, you know what, it's the new class. You're gonna be like a bit overwhelmed because you're actually too bad to play the class. Right? So that might actually become an existing issue that I foresee. Because the class is factual, more complicated than the others due to the potential it has. I mean, you're essentially turning your skills into other skills. Like you can turn your monkey skills into gorilla skills, and your gorilla skills into your monkey skills, and your centipede are now also eagle skills, and then right. And you're going to find the right synergies for this and the correct Paragon boards. And you got to do this all now in the confinedness of the new game difficulty. So, right, like you got to do this all with like the new Torment tiers and so on to kind of like figure out what build would be good there. And how do you produce Barrier with the Spiritborn and that kind of stuff. So it's going to be a bit something there. Honestly, the -1000 rest is actually not as bad as you think it is, because it's like a gradual decrease. So let's say you go into Torment 1, okay? In Torment 1, you essentially get -250 armor. Then in Torment 2, it's not -500, it's just minus another 250, right? So you got to compensate for another 250 missing, and so on. It's like a gradual decrease. Like it sounds so daunting, right? If the first one is -250 and the second one is -1000, but it's like just this gradual decrease of always, the 250. But I'm feeling this right now. As you can see, I only have 300 armor and I need 1000 armor. I mean, obviously I'm missing armor in my ring. So if I now put that armor in my ring, I would already take way less multiplicative damage. But I'm also like really too lazy to do this right now because I kind of want to see if I could brute force my way through with the amount of armor, which should be impossible. Like, right? I shouldn't be able to do this with the less amount of armor, but I want to know if I could. If I'm already doing this, like I might as well try to figure out if I could somehow. So the only problem for some classes might be resistances. And you know which class is actually screwed with the new world tiers? Druid. Because what is Druid based on, chat? Guess what? Druid is based on willpower. And willpower does nothing. Right? So I'm a necromancer. I get more damage, but I also get more resistances. What does a barbarian get? Oh, barbarian is a strength class, so barbarian instantly gets more armor than anyone else because you're always juicing up your strength. Huh, interesting. So that's a little bit the issue, that some classes are just natively at a disadvantage. You have Desecrated Ground. No, we're not really using Desecrated Ground because the problem is if you use Sever Desecrated Ground, then you are not creating the Desecrated Ground below yourself. So the Sever Boots are a bit weird because the Desecrated Ground the Sever Boots are making is in front of you. That means you would have to shoot a Sever, stutter step forward, shoot a Sever, stutter step forward, shoot a Sever, stutter, and so on. So that's where it's actually not doing enough to actually be worth it. Right? And the area you see around me, that's Soulrift, that's not Desecrated Ground, right? That's just Soulrift doing Soulrift things and being absolutely incredible. By the way, with the Unmaker right now, we're doing so much more damage. It's nice to see that it actually is the ultimate for this. Yeah, Druid needs to get level 60 with turrets with the handicap. See, this is like what I'm feeling currently, that the best uber unique will become Tyrells, and you'll do everything to get Tyrells so you don't have to care about resistances. But at the same time, I don't think it's going to be this bad because you do actually have the gems, right? And the gems are quite significant. By the way, these lightning dudes here right now, they're overscaling. There's actually a complaint in the Discord already that every lightning damage is overscaling. But what we could also think about is more barrier generation, because right now the Soulrift makes barrier, right, and essence. So resource generation will give us more resource from the Soulrift. But what if we go for also more barrier generation gems, just like that, right? Screw armor, just full barrier generation, so that every barrier we actually generate. And the good thing is that obviously the barrier we're generating is happening on distance, right? I walk into a room and the Soulrift compared to Bone Storm, and this is why Bone Storm sucks. So if I walk in with Bone Storm and the enemies are all ranged, well, I'm screwed, because if I'm also ranged, then I'm not walking up to the enemies, right? But with the actual like area of effect that Soulrift is, I'm just in their vicinity and I'm actually making area. It's just so so goddamn useful in comparison. Okay, let's get this here nuke quickly so we can fight the boss. Thank you very much. How do you feel like the Ring of Sacrilegious Souls? It's useless. I mean, this Ring of Sacrilegious Souls used to be good back in the days, as there were no better options, as we didn't have like many access to better rings, and it automatized some, like, as Corpse Explosion was actually good, it automatized some things that you usually had to pay attention to. But you don't need this automatization that we're getting from the Ring of Sacrilegious Souls, if we're honest with each other. Like, if you're actually looking for that level of automatization, you're just lazy. I mean, what I'm using, for example, right now is the curse aspect to autocast the curse. But why are we doing the autocast the curse? And that's simply because we want to hold down the sever button, and the only thing we want to care about is using our Corpse Explosion to get Flash Eater going. So that is an automation that actually makes sense, because I profit from it, because it doesn't, like, stop me from just casting my sever. Now, like, you could say, hey, but the Ring of Sacrilegious Souls, right? The problem is, if you use the Ring of Sacrilegious Souls right now, you're going to lose an aspect for auto curse casting things that you could manually cast, right? And you're losing an aspect for it, right? You're losing an aspect for it, and you're losing tempers for it. So it's just too many things lost for the minuscule gain of getting that Corpse Explosion to happen automatically, where due to the high attack speed we're having, and the Corpse Explosion gets the twice attack speed multiplier, you just quickly hold down the button, and 2 seconds later, you're essentially already have your 5 corpses. Not even 2 seconds later. It's just like, if you have 100% attack speed, as we're like going for, you just hold it down as bop, 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 bop. Oh, wow. Why did we die there? Didn't pay attention. Don't even know what killed me. So yeah, if we go for the quick attack speed, you just get it done. You want more curses? I am like, yes, I'm with you. We have a very sad amount of curses, and a very boring amount of curses, especially, that are not really doing much, but like, we have a cooldown reduction curse, and that's about it, right? And the actual Iron Maiden does feel virtually useless, because, well, it is virtually useless. I mean, who's actually using Iron Maiden to try to accomplish something? No one in their right mind is using Iron Maiden. It's like, oh, this is so good. Did I die to the wind? I really just don't know what I died to. Oh, yeah, I died to the wind. Okay, that's good to know. Iron Maiden is not bad. Iron Maiden is horrible. You can use Iron Maiden for something, but it's just not good per se. Could you explain how Paragon works right now? On life, at which you achieve 4 Paragons per level, but there's no more levels. So how is it now? What do you mean? So you get 5 boards. 5 boards. You get 5 glyphs. And if you upgrade Paragon right now, you can upgrade up to 8 levels or 12 levels per run, if there's enough level difference. So if you are doing a dungeon that is 30 levels higher than your glyph, then you can +3 the glyph. If you do a dungeon that is 20 levels higher, you can +2 a glyph. Which is a crazy good up. Like, if I'm now doing a tier 50 and I would like to level up my Blood Drinker, that's +3 for every upgrade. It's kind of nice, right? Okay, so this was all the Sever testing right now, and we're really, really happy with Sever currently. But let's see if now Soulrift could live up to Blood Surge. So can it do enough for Blood Surge to make it worth it again? Would like to say that your Rogue build helped me a lot enjoy Rogue class. Oh, Rogue is so much fun when you finally have everything coming together. Is max power still 925? No, max power is 800. 800. Okay. Do you think the bosses and mobs become too much damage spawn? Just no, you just need more Paragon levels. I mean, if you feel like if the enemies are becoming too many damage sponges, then you're gonna be like needing to upgrade your gear and your abilities. Now let's see. We're gonna do this. We're gonna level up Blood Surge. So put all the points into Blood Surge. Enhance Blood Surge and Paranormal Blood Surge. We gotta see if we actually like. We're gonna see if we have the Banished Lord's Talisman, because we want to play this as Banished Lords. I think we still do Necrotic Fortitude. We still do the Fortified Damage Multiplier. We still do Spiked Armor. We're going to do 1 point in Blood Mist, but that's actually 1 point in Blood Mist in that. That's about it. We're not going to do Corpse Explosion. We're going to do Grim Harvest and this. We're going to do the Precision for the lucky hit. Just to have more cooldown reduction. We're going to do Coalescence Blood. We're going to do Gruesome Mending. This one is down to 2 seconds, so you could actually make Blood Orbs with this finally. It's still not good, but you could make Blood Orbs with this. You need Tides of Blood. You probably need Drain Vitality. You probably want to have Necrotic Carapace. We're not playing Corpse Tendrils. We're going to do Soul Rift, as we talked about. We're going to do Supreme Soul Rift and Prime Soul Rift. We do the crit. We do the sacrifice bonuses. And a funny story, you could technically do Affliction. I'm not sure if you want to do Transfusion, because Transfusion is such a low lucky hit chance. Even if I would put every single point into Transfusion, I don't think it would still be worth it in any capacity, because every point in Transfusion is still only a 9% chance, and our Blood Surge has a 17% lucky hit chance. Yep. Kudos. Thank you for the 3 months of support. Kudos. Great to see you there, partner. Hope you're doing well. Fantastic to have you with us. I can't play PDRs, by the way, so your main source of everything PDR. Richard? Try my best. Generally speaking, the difficulty is balanced correctly, in my opinion, for the casual player. I think the hardcore blaster will feel like that he's running out of things to do at some point. So we got Cruel's Embrace, chat. We're going to be making Cruel's Embrace also slightly masterwork. Luckily, I have tons of materials to actually try out things at least. Ranks and Blood Surge. No, we actually do want to have the bonus Sucky, but we are not going to go crazy about it. That's Soul Rift Duration. We're going to keep this. We're going to keep the Unmaker too, because it's Resource Generation. We're going to keep the Ring of Starless Skies currently, even though we want to get rid of it. I'm going to put the Blood Surge in on the right click. We don't need Hemorrhage. We don't need the Curse, because we actually do need the Curse. I need my Blood Moon Breaches. Luckily, I have Blood Moon Breaches, so they're going to come on. That cuts into our Soul Rift Duration. That's a bit annoying. I'm going to have to socket this one too now to get our Bronze Skull. Also going to check, like, there's more armor here and there's more armor here. It's only 10 armor, right? But hey, 10 armor to have or not to have. Drone, I appreciate the offer, but we'll have to decline, my friend. Did we play a two-handed weapon or a one-handed weapon plus offhand? We played a one-handed weapon plus offhand, right? So I have my... focus. But we sadly can't do anything with this. Didn't I have like a... here, that's my overpower weapon, right? That overpower weapon was actually hilariously crazy. So what was Blood now needing? Blood wanted to have Blood Surge, Blood Lance Duration. Blood Surge deals double damage, yeah. Blood Surge deals double damage and blood attack speed, right? Give me that blood attack speed. Give me that blood attack speed. Don't make me throw hands with you. Give me damage by 4 to 5 one more time. We're done here. Jesus. Okay, we at least have the one level of Blood Surge can deal double damage. I find that interesting. We can get that up to 40% with an offhand, right? Need like flawless rubies. So I can't make ground rubies. And you know what? No. I'm gonna put like crit in there. Ground emeralds. Let me put crit in there. By the way, let's just put the offhand away, actually. And let me get a new focus. That one is max life, lucky hit, cooldown. That's resource cost reduction. Might need the resource cost reduction. We'll see about this. But the main reason to actually get this is because if I'm already gonna play Blood Surge, right? I want 2 of the blood tempers. So I want to have the chance for Blood Surge to deal double damage. I want that twice. By the way, this is chance for Blood Wave to deal double damage, which kind of feels like incredible. I mean, Blood Wave is already good, but if Blood Wave can deal double damage now, that's actually crazy, right? How far could we get this Masterwork dub? I'm asking myself here. Blood Surge 28%. So if I get this twice, that's 56%. We could get it like probably to 70% or so to deal double damage, right? Can you ask if they can add a feature that allows you to reset your tempering? There is something coming. It's called the Scroll of Retempering that allows you to retemper. So Scroll of Retempering is actually coming. Okay, so we need another ring for more blood attack speed. So the single tempering is bad. It does feel bad, yes, but if you get a greater affix items like me, robbery, you can actually do double tempers. So, yes, it does feel bad until you then finally get the double tempering. I am fully with you, and I personally don't like it as well that much, but I guess it might also be just a new normal to get used to. I mean, if you from the beginning only had 1 temper and then you get a double temper on greater affix items, I think you would not even notice that this is a problem or that does feel bad. But you're simply like, now it is more apparent to you because you obviously had it different, right? We had it different. We knew how it felt different. And now we're kind of like in the position where we're stuck with, oh man, we used to have it so good and now we don't. Right? That's the truth of it. We used to have it so good, but now we don't. And it feels bad because it get taken away from you. No, I'm not saying that the change is good, right? I'm not saying that this, yeah. But it makes greater affix items feels more worth it. Oh, we need to get rid of the boots. Yeah, we got here new boots. No, you know what? We need boots that actually have armor. If I had boots, instead of movement speed, sorry, Chan, had like armor. Could you just get armor now? Okay, sure. I don't want an armor anyways. I wanted essence per second. God damn it. What's your problem? Never wanted it anyways, but the thing is we actually need Blood Surge Nova size tempers, right? Because that's the thing, right? What can you get now? So you have now utility tempers, and it's actually utility tempers on the boots though. So I get Blood Surge Nova size instead of on my weapon, I get that on my boots. So now we get like Blood Surge Nova size, and I can also temper that on my gloves, and I can temper that on my amulet. Okay, so we almost got 1,000 armor. Whoop, whoop. The problem is that we're currently running like a bunch of shit just to make this work. Okay, so we need Blood Surge. We need this as a panic button. We need the curse. And we need the ulti. Let's go into a Torment 49. So this is Torment 2 right now, just to vibe in with Blood Surge. It's going to be very time consuming, Daniel. I don't think it's going to be time consuming. You'll be able to put in, like, so the thing is, in order to beat Torment 2, right? Oh, I didn't change a single aspect. Oops. I forget changing aspects, and we're actually still like doing very good. This is funny because like no aspect was changed, no temper was changed. Like, oops. And it's still working. Yeah, so let's put this over to overpower damage right now, where we actually need it to be overpower damage. This one needs to be critical strike, right? And the golem needs to be crit. Oops. Made a little oopsie badoopsie there, Chad. Kind of like a little stinky, poopy, or whiny doodle. So let's respec our 238 Paragon points. That's also a bummer, right? Because you're like, oh yeah, let me just quickly redo like a bajillion Paragon points. I mean, we're still putting like the Essence Glyph always here first because I'm just lazy to find a better board. And yes, end of the day, you're just going to take everything anyways, right? When I'm trying to take as much dex as I can here, as you can see, right? Take all the dex that we have 37 dex bonuses. But if we upgrade it, we're actually going to have even more. Now you're going to take probably Bloodbath. And the fun part is the Bloodbath board is actually really good, right? So the Bloodbath board had like Fortified generation and so on, and damage while fortified, including resistance to all elements and damage reduction over time. So that wouldn't hurt. Like you would take this damage reduction while fortified. You would usually never take this, right? You wouldn't take damage reduction while fortified. But you know what? Suck it. I have 1 billion Paragon points. With 1 billion Paragon points, I'm going to take it. Oh, you know what they changed now too? That this is actually overpower damage, overpower damage, overpower damage, overpower damage. And you know what this is? This is damage while fortified. So you'd actually take this. You know what you're going to do right now? You're actually going to take something like the goddamn sacrificial glyph, which boosts the magic notes in the, so magic notes, magic, damage while fortified, overpower damage, overpower. Like this gives us another like 81% overpower damage. Oh, and you can upgrade this to 500%. Osvaldo, thank you for your donation. Osvaldo, hope you're doing good. The stream is going very fine. We're enjoying ourselves, doing stupid things with 300 Paragon points, right? Then you have the same with actually the Blood Baguettes board if you wanted to, right? But we're going to have to take the Flesh Eater first. No, actually not Flesh Eater first. That's funny because you're going to take Frailty. Yes. Frailty is the board to take, which also gives us max life. Then damage to crowd control as we crowd control everything at any given time. Oh, yeah. Then we're getting attack speed and maximum life. Thank you very much. We're getting vulnerable damage because why would we not get vulnerable damage? Then we get armor because why would we not get armor? I mean, right now, I guess I could put the Dominate Glyph in here and just check how much willpower could you really weasel out of this, right? It's like some of these are just crazy. Then you get the Flesh Eater, probably because we're eating up enough. And again, you could finally take this. It's funny that you don't actually have to ever again look at, hey, how am I going to save some points just to get into a different board better? Because you don't have to save points anymore, right? There's never a question, how do I save points? It's more like, how do I spend more points and make it worth it, right? Like, how do I make the points I spend worth it? This is 4 boards. So now we get the 5th board, and the 5th board could, instead of being like Blood Baguettes, so if I don't want to work with this, right? I could just take the Sin of Death, as I'm always going to use up every single corpse. So I could actually use Sin of Death. It's the 5 board limit. Now, obviously, I spend my points a little bit too vigorously, so we would have to rein in some of these point spendings to save myself some for a better time. But you get the idea. Like, I don't have 300 points yet, so I can't go all out. But even with this, even with the last glyph activated, this should feel so good currently. So let's go into 94. They haven't released the cheat vendor yet. No. Sid, thank you for the 6 months of support. Sid, how are you doing, brother? Hope you're feeling good. So how does it, like, again, we activate our Soulrift, right? We're now Soulrift sucking them all empty. We're just destroying everything, right? We're just overpowering to the max. And Soulrift actually provides us with the cooldown reduction that we're almost having enough cooldown reduction for the Soulrift to work. Might have to take a little bit more ultimate cooldown reduction here. Soulrift activated. Right, so like we're obviously missing attack speed, so we need to still do our aspects, but that's already doing everything I wanted it to. Okay. Now let's try the new amulet. It'll take days to get 200 Paragon points. You'll have to spend them carefully. Yes. So now let's see what aspects we can actually take, because we don't have much. So we can take double Nova, obviously. So the Nova is a must. That would be Bloodbath aspect, which goes down to 10% in total. Then technically you have Rathmas chosen, so to go for the super attack speed, which might be too much. We're going to take the Curse Aura. I mean, we should take the Curse Aura, as I am too lazy to actually curse. Let's be lazy for a second. We are going to take... What does my Blood Surge build have right now? I'm getting old. My memory's leaving me. I'm trying to remember what we had in the Blood Surge build as of now. Blood Surge, yes. So we are having Starlight aspect, but we don't need Starlight anymore. So you could take Conceited for the barium damage. Because what I would like to take is technically the Banished. Luckily, I have one Banished Lord's Talisman left. That's actually good. Why? Oh, because the legacy item, it can't be masterwork. That's true. My problem is that my skill might not cost enough. So my skill cost is currently at 28, right? And we're squishing this down. So I'm not sure if Banished Lord's Talisman is worth it in this version. As we're like essentially suffering from not high cost Blood Surge enough. Oh, that was an 8 million? I did an 8 million? Well, that's the highest I've seen so far. It feels good. Okay. Go places, Chan. I mean, considering that the Sever currently has been doing a max of 3 million, right? With the low powered runes. So we essentially now have infinite essence again, because the Soul Suck is doing infinite essence. But the question would rather be, is this enough versus a boss? Because versus a boss, you're getting a limited amount of essence. And if I'm holding down the search button, would it be enough to like provide me with what I'm looking for? Right? But it's working. I like it. Any interest to see how far a Bloodless Scream build can push? Not really, because Bloodless Scream is like a lover's weapon. And I'm happy you're enjoying it, but it will just never be good. You know what's funny? I'm currently playing a lucky hit chance to restore resource, and it's actually working, right? This was an accident, the temper, up to a 50% chance to restore 40% resource. But see, I'm not running my Soulrift, okay? So I'm not having Soulrift up right now, and I'm just spamming the Blood Surge, right? And yet, I am actually restoring. Look at that. Huh? Is that okay? I mean, I might not even need Soulrift, right? It's just working. I mean, the damage is nasty. Doing like the 8 millions there is good to see. Especially this is like a legacy, right? That's a legacy. Bloodless Scream. How's Exposed Flash? Soulrift makes everything vulnerable. Soulrift already makes enough essence that you don't need Exposed Flash, right? So sure, you could play Exposed Flash, but what for? I mean, the only reason you would play Exposed Flash is to overcharge Unmaker. So I'll show you a build that will also use Exposed Flash, because the Unmaker works following. Every 30 essence you create while Soulrift is active actually triggers the Unmaker to explode. So if you're doing the, like, if you're going for the thought process right now, if we would now play a Blight build that goes for maximum crit and maximum damage, right? Could we technically use the Unmaker as a permanent damage crit explosion? Okay, let's turn the Unmaker on. Dude, rinsed! Woo! I mean, that's working really nicely, correct? And now the interesting part is, see, this is my Dominate glyph, right? That boosts my overpower damage. So we are obviously now working on getting the Dominate higher than ever, because we could get our overpower damage is currently at 4,000%. Our crit is at 900%, right? I could easily make my overpower go up to 6,000 or 7,000%. No reason I would do this, but I could do it. Blight with max crit OP. Well, Blight can crit. The standard Blight can crit, right? So the start of Blight can crit, but you would go for Blight max crit to then have your Ring of Ixfelds go crit crazy. And so Unmaker can crit. Guys, Soulrift deals 200% of its shadow damage per second to surrounding enemies for every 30 essence you gain while it's active, okay? So that 200% crit damage would obviously get multiplied up by everything you do. So technically, the higher you get the base Soulrift damage, which is currently at 6,000 damage, that's not actually a lot. But if you would boost that Soulrift damage, then 200% of that could then also crit. And the thing is that, again, Soulrift deals this to surrounding enemies for every 30 essence you gain while it's active. If we would now use the Exposed Flash, okay? So let's say we use Exposed Flash, and Exposed Flash up to a 10% chance to generate 50 essence when hitting a vulnerable enemy. So if I would now take Exposed Flash, for example, instead of the Conceited Loop, and I would make more essence while I'm doing things, and then I do more of those crits, but not now in a build like that anyways has a low lucky hit chance, right? If I would now do this in a Blight build where Blight actually does have a good lucky hit chance, or I would even do this in a Bloodlands build because Bloodlands has an 83% lucky hit chance, I could create so much essence that I'm essentially using the Unmaker pulses, because Bloodlands is technically a single target damage thingy, right? But if I now pair Bloodlands together with the Unmaker and I do overpower hits plus the Unmaker area hits, that could actually work nicely together to produce some insane stuff. right? And you could also take Ixfeld's Corroded Signet. So we have, oh God, I hate this so much. When he's like loading and then he like deletes your search bar and then he like Signet. So that is Ixfeld's now here. So we get Ixfeld's, Legacy Ixfeld's. Sadly, I don't have, no, I do actually have a new Ixfeld. So this is a new Ixfeld's, right? Could this work, chat? Could this potentially be a thing that works together? Because they buffed Ixfeld's to a 75% chance. So your damage over time effects have a 75% chance to erupt dealing damage. And Soulrift already has a lucky hit chance of 33%. We'll try, don't worry, we'll try this, chat, okay? We will try this. It might be worth it to just generally play Ixfeld's in any build. Technically. Okay, let me see how much we're at. 766 armor. That's actually a bit sad. I would like to boost my armor higher, but I can't. Because we're playing Unmaker, we're playing Tyrells. No, you know what? I could boost this higher. We're currently sitting at a 44% critical strike chance. Let me actually re-roll this one here into critical strike chance, so I don't need the resource cost reduction. I need critical strike chance from you right now. Come on, don't resist police brutality. Thank you for giving me crit chance. I need to get rid of Tyrell's Might. That sounds a bit weird, but what I can do as a Necro, and that's actually a really nice little sim thing, I can just do the, you know, this, and to boost everything up like crazy. Especially what I could also do is, chat, instead of playing Conceited, fuck Conceited, I play Sacrificial. Boom chakalaka. So now my sacrifice bonuses are all higher, ergo even more elemental resistance, even more overpower damage, even more crit. So my overpower now is actually sitting at 5,000% and 1,000%. And we could say screw Tyrells. And I could try to get an armor that gives me... Ooh, tunic. So, something that gives me max life and essence percent armor. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. The chosen one. The chosen one. He has arrived! The Doom Armor of the Embalmer! And technically we could also play Embalmer, but we don't need this. So, let's make a socket. Let's make a socket. And again, don't forget rune words, right? We're getting rune words too. I want you to officially not forget about rune words. Tyrells goes out. That is a lot of damage reduction lost. Yes. You're like, what but pony? Tyrells, that's like minus 38% damage. I know, chat. But what we could temper right now, and please don't you fail that tempering or with throwing hands, we could temper total armor. Oh, please. Please, sir. I just got the perfect armor. Don't make me bag, because I will. I need that total armor percentage. Give me that total armor percentage right now. Yeah, only 2 rolls left, brother. Come on, don't be like that. I was so... Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Really. Much appreciated, much obliged.
Magic is neither good nor evil. How may I help you?
Good, hardened bones. Yeah, thank you, Jesus. Like, seriously, we can be friends now. Wow, that is a greater affix amulet, and it instantly goes crazy. It's funny how, like, greater affix items instantly go crazy, right? So, now, let's go back in. We got hardened bones now, so it's 25% damage reduction instead of 35. We still have the Decrepify, we have the Blood Surge, the Overpower attack speed, we have the Sacrifice bonuses currently. That all feels good. We're gonna do a Torment. Let's do a Torment 4. That's what I did this for, because if I do a Torment 4 right now, I'm still at 1,000 armor, which I wasn't even with my other build. Yeah, now I have the armor for tier 4, exactly. And we have the resistances for tier 4 too. Barely, but we have it. And I can hold down my damage button and do all the damage. Right? Blood Surge actually going crazy, chat. The funny part is, since things are surviving longer now, right? My cooldown reduction is even better. Because before things were dying relatively fast. But things are now surviving longer, so I do actually get my Soulrift up longer. We're just deleting those Jimmies and Timmies. So how will we now increase the damage further? Just in case you're asking, is this the end? Is this the ceiling? Oh boy, you don't even know half of it, right? This is just merely the start. And why is this just merely the start? Where am I taking the confidence from to say, no, don't worry, we got more. That is because of how glyphs work. So like if I get my glyphs to level 46 now, okay? Glyphs are essentially getting damage multipliers. Okay? So I'm getting out of what we're doing here already. Right? I get overpower to level 46. You know what happens? I get another 15% multiplicative overpower damage to the 5,000% overpower damage we're having already. I get the crit run fully leveled up. Well, don't hold my beer, right? If the crit one gets fully leveled up, we're actually, that was, by the way, not enough Soulrift duration there. If the crit one gets up, we get another 15% more crit multiplicative. So, yeah. There's more. But wait, there's more. So you are not allowed to essentially have a single piece of resource cost reduction, because a single piece of resource cost reduction would ruin this. Again, we don't actually have to play the Banished Lord's Talisman, by the way. We could also just play a normal amulet and just go for double temper, which also allows us to get Soulrift tempers. I like that. Using the Soulrift item. So using the Unmaker, using the crown for Soulrift actually gives us more multiplicative damage for our Blood Surge. So it's actually worth it to use that. I'm not sure if the Crown of Lucian would be more worth it, right? But it's more about like, how do I actually stay alive? And that's the thing here, right? I'm kind of nicely staying alive with this. Is this Blood Surge? Yes, this is Blood Surge, and it's Blood Surge with the new Soulrift. And the real fun part is that Soulrift makes everyone vulnerable. So I have vulnerable fixed in a Blood Surge build without having to care. So everything is vulnerable. But not only is everything vulnerable, we currently are missing one activated glyph, chat. I have only 4 glyphs activated currently. Can you imagine this? Yeah. We could activate one more glyph if you want to. I'm playing this with shitty Paragon boards right now because I really didn't care about making good Paragon boards. I just wanted to just juice through them really quick. So we can get so much more out of the Paragon boards. We can get so much more out of the glyphs. So if this is like baby damage in comparison what is possible. So we're essentially missing another 50% multipliers to 60% multipliers. Let's say 70% multipliers, actually, to be real about this. So we're missing another 70% multipliers on the existing damage that we're dealing already. We're missing tons of additive damage. And if you think about it, we're using a bunch of legacy items, which are, this is 21 max life on this item right now. This item doesn't have 21 max life. You know, usually we'd be looking at 200 max life. And you know that life is everything, right? In an overpower build. So with this like sadness of max life currently going on, we're still able to function very good. Right? So that's max life, there's sadness. We are having the Banished Lord's Talisman actually as legacy as well. So that could be better too. And if you get greater affix items, we're going from 300 max life up to 800 max life. Okay? So technically, considering that we're missing greater affix life items currently, the possible ceiling for this is so much more max life in terms of what we're doing here, right? Oh, Jesus, we're doing, like, this is single target damage. It's just working so good. When we do have the Crew's Embrace, don't forget, chat. So we currently have the Crew's Embrace, and we need to masterwork it until we get more Drains versus Elites. So that's obviously something that's missing here currently. The cheat vendor is coming tonight, but they said late Californian morning. I mean, obviously, the Blizzard team is hard at work trying to... By the way, our Fortify is not charging up fast enough. I'm a bit sad about this. I gotta actually take care. So late California morning, they actually said. Because, I mean, it's Blizzard, right? American company. Oh, shit. If I don't have my Soulrift, I actually do die. So you notice, like, how reliant we're currently on Soulrift and how much we actually have to take care to... get the duration up. We might actually drop Banished Lord's Talisman to try to temper Soulrift duration on that item because like that's the thing, right? Like we're fighting this right now with Soulrift up. We're like doing fantastic. Everything is fine, right? We're gonna avoid that damage. Like we're looking, this is looking good. But as soon as Soulrift is gone, we're essentially lacking the barrier to persist through certain instances of damage. And our cooldown reduction is sadly not enough yet to give us what we're looking for, right? Soulrift is about to go away. Oh, wow, we just bursted through him damage-wise this time. Right? Yeah, this is nice. This works really well. Okay, so a few things you could still tweak. I mean, again, we could put in exposed flesh, but I kind of feel like, I don't want that. Right? So we could do dominate even further. We have amplify, we have sacrificial, and again, like sacrificial currently +3 ranks. Okay, so sacrificial. Here, look at this. Here we are. So this is overpower damage, right? This is overpower damage. And sacrificial is granting to all magic nodes. So right now it's 120%. 138%. 156%. 174%. Okay. So now we're looking at suddenly going from like a measly like 11, like is 61% per this, right? Like, right? It's just going crazy. And that's not done. This is level 25 out of 100 levels. Yeah. Jay Walker, thank you for the 72 centuries. Thank you for the 6 months. Great to see you there, brother. Hope you're doing well. Are you winning, son? Yes. That's the question, Cost. Thank you for the $5 donation as well, Jay Walker. Thanks for the long subscription, Cost. Thank you for the donation. Was that 12 million overpower? Yes, we're going places. So let's actually do the Paragon board a little bit better. So we're gonna throw this all in the trash like quickly for a second. We're gonna improve the Paragon board for a jiffy. So instead of now straight up juicing up glyphs, we're just gonna barely activate the glyphs, right? We're gonna just get our necessary points that we need here, okay? Without going too crazy, just do what needs to be done, and then we're gonna think about where is it the smartest to actually put this, because I kind of feel like this blood board is doing great, and we will also try out the Bloodlands board. So don't worry about this. Bloodlands will be tried out as well. So again, you go into this one, and this actually does have a bunch of dexterity as well. You know what? This is crazy for Essence. Look at me. Actually, this would be crazy for the Essence glyph, but Sacrificial just makes this so much better. So we need to have the Sacrificial in here. I mean, because look, this is a 22%, right? And now it's a 61%. Okay, let's take the necessary things, but not more than that. Then we wanted to have, what do we say, Flesh Eater, or did we say... I mean, let me look into the Blood Baguettes for a second, because they changed this probably too. This is damage while healthy. This is damage while picking up blood orbs. That's still overpower damage. This is still maximum health and healing. That's damage. This is still blood orb healing. Oh, wait a second. There's 2 max life notes in here. Fuck you. Sideways. Eat a dick. Sorry. Didn't mean to be that way. Do you even have a choice? Like you don't even have a choice, right? You're kind of like, yeah, you gotta take this now, right? You gotta go into this. All right, pick up the max life here. Go in here, and then just pick up this one as well. Not even funny. And technically, what you would have to use is Amplify, because Amplify would boost all the overpower damage here as well, and you could boost the damage while healthy, which is actually a nice thingy to boost too. So that would work like plenty good. But I don't see another way how this is actually going to work out otherwise, right? Yeah, that's just so much. That's just so much better. That's just so much better. Unfucking believable. We need Flash Eater still. That one hasn't changed. Problem with Flash Eater again is like all the things you need to take. So in Flash Eater, you need to take this one, obviously, right? That's max life. Then you need to take... Again, we're not trying to go like too crazy, because I right now want to at least have everything activated. And then you need Sin of Death, and for Sin of Death, you also need to start at the bottom, right, to get at least the max life there. And this is still damage reduction from vulnerable enemies. And I feel like this one is mandatory, right? What do you think, chat? Is this damage reduction from vulnerable enemies mandatory? Because it's just so good. I mean, imagine just getting damage reduction. By the way, this is the perfect dominate board. It's not even close. Did you see how much willpower is just hidden in this board? Like there's willpower, there's another triple stack of willpower, right? We can take so much willpower for this. Like if we had all the Paragon points, dude, that could go crazy. Okay, for that one, wait, we got Sacrificial, we got Dominate, we had Amplify. We forget to activate one in the first board. So in the first board, it's going to be Essence still, because you actually do need to take Essence, right? Let's see if we can like compromise here in some way that I can actually activate this currently. Yeah, so Essence activated. And this one, which one was the last one we wanted to have? Exploit would be vulnerable damage, and then more vulnerable damage, darkness, eliminate. Technically, you should take Eliminator, right? Because Eliminator is just like working plenty well. We'd probably take Abyssal to have like another multiplier that goes crazy. So that one is even more now. So is this new season, in your opinion, what would be more important to a build? More essence to smash on abilities, or more blood resource, like being immortal, more armor, more power? It depends on the build. I mean, like every build wants infinite essence, right? So by the way, this amulet here, guys, suddenly 6,000 life, right? So every build kind of wants infinite essence, right? Cooldown reduction could be a thing to take. Oh, I can take 47%. Why can I take 40? What? Huh? That comes into the content creator Discord. Am I missing something, chat, here for a second? Yeah, like the thing is, this is an 800 item power item, so it might be intended to have this, even though it is a little bit crazy. Right? That's a little bit crazy. So what do I want to have? I would like to have here blood attack speed again, right? So my blood surge just goes crazy. Could you please give me blood attack speed? Thank you. And now what you could try to do is you could try to get blood surge nova size, or we could get ultimate cooldown reduction. You could also get Soulrift duration. Soulrift duration is also in like a thing, right? So instead of reducing the cooldown further, you actually just increase the duration of the Soulrift. Now, obviously, I'm probably not going to get that because I'm being greedy here. Like trying to get Soulrift duration, but I feel like I should. Soulrift duration, so that amulet is actually kind of cracked now. Let's masterwork that up at least. So that's, oh, I didn't want the resource cost reduction. Cooldown reduction. See, now we could talk, chat. Does this look possible to you? I mean, we lost some attack speed, right? From like losing this, we lost some overpowers. Let's do also, let's put the damage reduction away on the hardened bones thingy, because what I wanted to test now is what if I actually do play Embalmer now? I don't want to play Embalmer. I'm not a fan of having to run through the blood orbs. And what we would have to do if we actually do Embalmer, we have to get more points into Drain Vitality or Necrotic Carapace. Which one do you think is more important? We can't do Spiked Armor away. We can't do Titan's Fall away. We could do the 2 points in Grim Harvest away and the 1 point in Enhanced Blood Mist. That gives us at least 3 more points, so that would be a good one. So I could do 1 point Drain Vitality, Transfusion, and that. Probably just all the points in Drain Vitality. Almost Sork plays becoming. Sork is definitely not on the menu. Okay, so don't worry. But right now, like, there are Sork creators who are absolute Sork experts, right? Who are absolutely Sork demons. And I'm like, I know my way around Sork, but it's pretty much, I know my way around like 2 or 3 builds, right? I don't know what the class needs. I don't know what you need to do for the class to make it feel better. And I think that's where other creators come in way more handy and way better. Right? You can put armor away. You're capped. No, I'm not capped because I'm currently running around in tier 3. This is like, I'm in Torment tier 3, so my world is Torment tier 3. But I could also turn my world into Torment tier 4. And as you see, we are just about capped. Okay, wait, let's actually do the sacrificial on here, by the way. We kind of forget that we have one aspect free, chat. What do you want to see? What do you want to see? We can put sacrificial on here, and now my overpower multiplier is 6,000%. Ta-da. What do we put on the amulet now? So we have with one aspect left over. What would you like to see? More attack speed? I mean, we're already sitting at currently 750. We have like almost 100% attack speed. More attack speed? You want to do... Retribution wouldn't work, sadly. I don't know if we can do Great Feast. Great Feast is not a bad recommendation, but it's 7 essence per second lost. We currently have... We can try it out. It might be too rough. It might be too rough. Let's give it a go. The aspect that caused volatile blood orbs, not a bad suggestion. Might actually be overtuned in this. Thought we had infinite. Well, we do have infinite as long as Soulrift is running. Okay, who's cold slowing me here? Need to be only showing like the overpower crits. I mean, right now we're doing less damage because we're missing the Banished Lord's Talisman multiplier. But it's actually funny because we're doing less damage, but we're still doing kind of the same damage. Because before we're doing like a maximum ceiling of like 10 million overpowers, but now we're still doing tons of overpowers, right? My greatest issue is that I don't see how else I'm going to solve my resistances but over sacrifices. The problem is that's costing me 18... That was a 14 million damage overpower, actually. Okay. So that's costing me 18% critical strike chance currently. Yep, I lost 18% critical strike chance. That's horrible. When we all love to have 18% more critical strike chance, right? Intercom hail? Nah, the Great Feast is a 45% multiplier, and Intercom is at best a 30% if you're actually standing still. Oh shit, I forgot to activate my barrier. So Intercom is always worse than Great Feast. I mean, you notice how we are also not like, I mean, it's not like that our essence is suffering, right? We got more than enough. I mean, this is beautiful, considering that we could still take the Doombringer, right? Hey, chat, should we make a Doombringer? Should I find enough Resplendent Sparks to make a Doombringer so we can try it out? Hey, chat, should we make a Doombringer? Shadow Corpse Explosion. Yeah, the problem is the Corpse Explosion scaling, but it might be that due to the stat squishing, Corpse Explosion is actually back in action. You got resist on armor rolls. Well, I don't have any armor where I can really put resist on. That's a little bit my problem. All right. Okay, so this is looking great currently, though. Like, we all feared that Blood Surge might be dead at this point. My question is, could Bloodlands be stronger than Blood Surge? So who wants to see also Bloodlands work, chat? Who wants to see if Bloodlands is doing the trick? Any Bloodlancers in the chat? So I really want to see. How's Minion Necro? Merely okay. So Minion Necro was doing well, and I think you can actually make it go really crazy with the right items, Golem Mastery, Hellbent Commander, and whatever. But it's going to be a Golem damage build, so the Golem is going to be your source of damage as always, right? Because there is something that says Golem can hit twice. So if you actually manage your Golem to do millions of damage, right? It should be possible to actually get that done. Then your Golem will just hit twice. That was a 22 million. Chat, we hit it. We hit the 22 million. Okay, but first let's try to make a Doombringer, okay? Because I mean, we're like, if we're testing this on a server, we already want to see how would the craziest version of the build look. Not like how would the build version look, because the fun part about difficulties right now is, okay, so let's say you have a shitty equipment for a Blood Surge build. You could still do Torment 1, right? And if you then pick up better equipment, you can actually do Torment 3. And if you pick up better equipment, you can do Torment 4. So that's what I actually find really, really interesting, right? Like, just choose to play the Torment tier that fits your current equipment. Haha. 400% dodging, professional. Okay, I'm currently waiting for my essence to be back up because I don't have a barrier going on. Thank you very much. So that was the awkward moment where we're essentially waiting for our... Oh, Jesus. That was the awkward moment where we're waiting for our barrier, for our cooldown, for things to actually work, right? So that's like the weird moment in this build. I mean, we put up the duration now to 10 seconds. So we have like now an 18-second Soulrift going on. And the more master working we do, right, the more ranks we get in Soulrift, the longer we can have Soulrift active. I mean, the thing is also, if we're not using the Banished Lord's Talisman, we can actually go for some resource cost reduction on some item pieces. But I'd say just more attack speed. 400% dodges, I'm so good. Let me just go through this before that nukes me. I accidentally, and with accidentally I mean full wholeheartedly, willingly, ate a couple of fireballs, and that's actually bad. Come out of your hiding spree, you little nerd. Come on, kill him before the fire, kill him before that reaches me. Yes! Woo! I mean, this didn't feel bad at all, right? Okay, we need the, like, so what we're gonna upgrade first now, chat? We're gonna do Sacrificial +3 again, right? We're gonna do Sacrificial plus, well, that's only +2. So now, since they're only +2, I need to wait to do a higher pit level. Because again, in order to +3 them, it needs to be 40 levels higher. Now I have it. Okay, 40 levels higher for +3. Because that was 26 at 25 before, now it's 28. Okay, so 40 levels higher for +3. Boom. That actually took me a while to figure out. We're going to do Eliminator, probably? Now we're going to do Amplify, because Amplify is just people that are cursed. Yeah, that's good. Where does Unmaker drop? I think Beast of Ice, someone was saying. Could you do Rathmas Chosen on the ring? We have Rathmas Chosen already going, but we can do Rathmas Chosen on the ring if we get a Doombringer. So right now we have Rathmas Chosen here, but we could do it on the ring if we have a Doombringer. So that's what we're going to do right now. The problem is, so why is Doombringer technically bad? Because we would lose. Blood Surge has a chance to deal double damage, right? That's actually a nice temper, so you would lose the temper. Would Doombringer even be worth it under these circumstances, chat? I have one Resplendent Spark. Fuck. So I currently have one Endariel's. And the Tyrells I can't destroy. So I only have 2. I don't have more mythics. I need to wait for tonight. How are you able to rework your masterwork? You have to click on this button, and then you can reset the masterwork. Everyone can do that, actually. Let me try a tormented boss. I think I have enough blood for Lord Zur. Now let's do Varsh. We have enough for Varsh. Okay. I know Mythic's a no, sadly not. Doombringer is only worth if you need the survivability of it. Well, I mean, it's going to give me 50% more life, and 50% more life on 6,000 life is a lot. Like, Doombringer is always worth it on overpower builds. There's no like question, are you worth it? It's always worth it. Is the masterworking attack speed unrelated to attack speed caps from the stats? So there's two attack speed caps. There's a permanent attack speed cap and an attack speed based attack speed cap. This bonus attack speed, like, I think the blood attack speed bonus that you have here does actually not go into this attack speed bonus. So the blood attack speed goes into attack speed cap 2, as actually Rathma's Chosen goes. So the 50% from Rathma's Chosen does not get added up to this one, okay? This one is the permanent attack speed cap. This is the temporary attack speed cap. And the blood attack speed technically counts as temporary. So this 17% and the 14% and the attack speed I wanted from this one as well, they would all go into attack speed cap number 2 plus the 50% from here. And then I could also get more attack speed now on my second ring to actually get with the attack speed from the Starless Skies. Yeah. So you can get 200% attack speed. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a bid something. Why do you need to know these things? Well, I mean, it is what it is. Oh, wait, shit. That's a Torment 4. I didn't want to do a Torment 4. Shit. Okay, we're doing a Torment 4 now. I wanted to do him in Torment 3. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, wow. Okay, so Torment 4 just eats you or what? Holy Christ. That's interesting. So, I mean, we have, like, we just did the capstone done. We just did the pit, right? The pit was easy. Nothing, like, easy cheesy. Like, no issues. And, like, Torment 4 Varsh just goes with one hit and just, like, destroys us. So, do I have to avoid this now? Yeah, it just one hits you. Okay, cool. That's good to know. Wait, that brings me to an interesting question. So, if he one-shits you... what about Comdor, Rayapod, Dear Forsaken Quarry, Hollow, Holing Warren, Maddox Watch, Sunken Ruins should have a boss. What about Sunken Ruins? Like, what about a boss in a normal Nightmare Dungeon? Your armor is only 1,000. Yeah, 1,000 is the new armor cap, sir. My armor is only 1,000 exactly. Thank you for noticing. It's right, the armor cap. We have 157 Opticide. Okay. So how much Opticide also does a Nightmare Dungeon give now? Because currently, like, Opticide can obviously drop from every single enemy, right? So all of these dudes, there's a chance for them to drop Opticide, which is kind of cool now. That makes, like, Nightmare Dungeons really fun to discover, why I'm actually personally enjoying Nightmare Dungeons, right? So you kind of don't just want to rush through them. Like, I don't want to just get to the boss, because if you actually do Nightmare Dungeons and just rush to the boss, you're missing out. So that's 20 Opticide already gotten from a random opponent. And it's actually important that we're getting so much Opticide, because you need like 1,000 plus to upgrade an item later. So that's another huge... What's the best class for the PDR? Sork still. I mean, Lightning Spear Sork is currently still like one of the most easy to pull off builds that does like incredible insanity in terms of damage and everything. Another 20 Opticide. So not to be underestimated. And it's great that Lightning Spear is so good. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I wish I was a Lightning Spear. But here I am just playing Blood Surge, and I do believe that Blood Lance might actually be better. The funny part is we're not going to play Bloodlands with Bloodwave, okay? So usually you would play Bloodlands with Bloodwave to actually make bonus Blood Lances from Blood Orbs, but we're not going to do that. Oh, godness. Oh, godness. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? Why are you fighting me? We're not playing this game. Butcher. I'm winning this battle. I'm winning this. You're not winning this battle. No. You are not indeed, sir, winning this battle. This is me beating your ass. I mean, as soon as I get essence back. Give me a second. I'm working on it. Well, why didn't we have essence there? Well, we were waiting for our Soulrift to be back up, okay? Chat, let a man just get his Soulrift back up. Get shit on Butcher. Ta-da. Does anyone feel like that the Butcher should drop a guaranteed greater affix item? I mean, I just killed a Torment 4 Butcher, and the only thing he dropped is shit. And at least he should drop Masterwork materials guaranteed too, right? Because he didn't even drop Masterwork materials. I feel like I have this moment where I get attacked by the technical most scariest thing in the world. I mean, Mythic, no. Mythic is obviously overdoing it. But like at least a greater affix items. I mean, if you're meeting the Butcher, it should be a chance encounter, but an exciting chance encounter. Like this, I just got it done, but I'm pissed because I just got trash from him, right? Like absolute trash tier items. Like why did I even bother fighting the dude, right? Like pfft, useless. Butcher level. The Butcher is your like there's no Butcher level. That was a Torment 4 Butcher. So this is the hardest Butcher in the game. Like the Butcher doesn't get harder. Okay, it's the hardest the Butcher can possibly be. It's Torment 4, the highest world tier, and that was the Butcher. Zenra, thank you for the 13 centuries of support. Zenra, great to see you there. And our Blood Surge build was essentially able to do it. So I'd say we're already confirmed, very happy with what the build does. And it definitely does feel better than with Bone Storm. Right? But the thing is, I just don't see how else you would maintain your infinite resource. Right? If we're not maintaining infinite resource like we're doing right now, how else would you do it? And not only infinite resource, because barrier and vulnerable, right? So again, the Soulrift is insane. It's infinite resource, it's barrier, it's vulnerable, and it's a 30% damage multiplier. This here is a 30% damage multiplier, chat. Oh, and guess what? Whenever we use the ultimate for 8 seconds, we're getting another 15% damage multiplier. Wait, hold on, Pony. That sounds all a little bit too good. No, fuck you. Let me have a good ultimate. I mean, seriously, every Necro ultimate is like, okay. Right? Not a single one of them is like, oh my fucking fuck, yeah, this is so, oh my god, right? Well, now I have Soulrift. And you know what? Soulrift is... Starlight got nerfed. So in case you missed this, guys, Starlight got heavily nerfed. What happened to the Starlight aspect? The Starlight aspect now gives you, if you take damage... Okay, you need to actually heal for 20% of your life or 200% overheal. 200% overheal, chat. Yeah, did I stutter? Did I stutter? I said 200% overheal. Okay. I hope you heard me there. So it's 20% actual heal if you didn't take damage, or 200% overheal. Good luck with that, by the way. So how much Opticide did we start with again? Like 100 something, right? Let's kill Hateful Thomas here right now. Let's kill this Relic Spark Burn on top of that. We got 340 Opticide for finishing this. 340 Opticide is as much Opticide as I get from a goddamn full... Okay. So I have... Oh, wow. Wow. Is that 1,000? Did I just get around 1,000 Opticide from one dungeon? Yeah, that's necessary, actually. That's good. Greater affix. I got a direct line to the desk, guys. So like, if you wonder when I'm typing in between and not talking, it's because I'm actually in the partner Discord, and I'm right now like what we came up with, right? What we felt like that this was shit. Like I'm directly telling the devs, I'm like, guys, like we need something, right? We need something right now. Okay, so, Nightmare Dungeon, that was interesting. Tormented Bosses was too hard. The Pit, we could push high. Oh, yeah, let's kill the Blood Maiden, and then we go over to the, then we go over to Bloodlands. Okay, let's try Bloodlands. And we also wanted to try Bone Spirit maybe later on. How's the stream going so far? So we tried Blood Surge and we tried the Sever build in the maximum version. But for the Sever Soulrift build, you already have a video out, like in case you haven't seen it. So there is a video on the channel with a full Sever Soulrift build if you want to try that one out as well on the test server. Now we're currently testing Blood Surge Soulrift, and it's also great. Main reason we're testing this to see if it's actually too good. But I gotta say right now, this is nice, but we already have cracked gear too, right? We have the uniques and everything. So this is nice in the confinedness of having actually the cracked gear, right? But if I have the cracked gear, it should be nice. Because if it now would be nerfed in any way, like if you say, okay, we gotta nerf Soulrift, or we gotta nerf, like, I don't know, like then it would automatically not work anymore, right? The same kind of goes with the Sever build. The Sever build was good, but the Sever build wasn't like at a point where you're like, oh no, this is clearly OP. This is clearly broken, right? This is too good. Like it shouldn't be like that. Nah, it's more like this is good with all the cool items, and it's working like you would want it to work with all the cool items, right? But it's far from being like, oh my god, OP. We're going hard on Necro. I mean, we're going hard on Necro for the first days now, but we will try the other classes. We're going to do all the classes. I mean, as long as the PDR is up, I will want to give the PDR a try. Yeah, Sorks are ruining it for everyone. So as long as the PDR is up, I really want to give the PDR a try. Wow, she has HP for days. And that means also testing other classes, because obviously I can only test the Necro X days long, right? And then at some point I've just simply tested everything. So what am I then going to test? I mean, if I, oh my Jesus. Okay, so actually Torment 4 Helltide is something, because you got to consider that in Torment 4, everyone is a cracked freak technically, right? So currently, on the test server, I don't think anyone got like pulled to Torment 4. So if you're actually in Torment 4 right now, we're talking about that rogue is an Andariel's rogue. right? So we know Andariel's Rogue is already dishing out. There's two lightning spear sorks going crazy. There's me, who's been also doing absolutely amazing damage. And yet, despite all of us being here together, we're just able to essentially cope in a Torment for Helltide. I do find this funny, and as it should be, kinda, right? I mean, Torment 4 Overworld is supposed to be difficult. Now, obviously, as soon as I have all my, like, if I have my glyphs now at level 46, right? So if I level up my glyphs to level 46, there's not going to be an issue anymore. Right? We're just like, from that point on, it's just going to be like a crazy Blasta fiesta. But it's going to take a while to get there, right? I'm not going to be overnight suddenly having the glyphs fully leveled up. So this is like now a 96 dungeon, right? God, our attack speed is so nasty. I wish I had a Doombringer to test things, honestly. I mean, we can wait for tonight. So actually tomorrow, so like you're going to get a full updated build guide for this tomorrow. But tonight we're going to actually get the cheat vendor, guys. So we can actually test the Blood Surge build with the cheat vendor then. So do you want to know something really interesting now, chat? Okay. You want to know something really interesting. So this is the build, right? And the build is good, correct? So you see how it's working. We get like the armor, we get the resources taken care of. We're actually burning through quite a lot of resources per second, right? With the attack speed. This all makes sense, right? This all makes sense right now. But you know what's missing? Runes. Should we go into runes for a little second just to see what would be possible for this build? Right? Because this is, again, already good. And the only thing that's holding us back is sometimes the Soulrift cooldown. So we could already reduce the Soulrift cooldown, for example. Right? I mean, I can already almost spam this, but I can easily reduce the cooldown of the Soulrift with runes. Should we throw an eye on it? Because the number one rune you're going to use as a trigger is use resource for offering, right? If you use 2% of your main resource, you generate one offering. And since I'm essentially just using like all my resource per second, right? I mean, I'm just spamming here through like, right? As much resource as possible. That one is safe. Yeah, we can double this charge power, at least double, right? It's like from what we have seen here right now, you can put like a little blaster on it. But I think this is like okay right now. I do believe a lot of people are not seeing like the end. So I see a lot of streamers actually in the creator Discord. They're kind of going like right now, we need to make the game even harder. The game is too easy. And the game is easy, yes. But I think for the casual player, it's like exactly the right hardness. I think this is actually like we're closing in for the perfect hardness right now. I mean, ultimately you could add a tier 4 plus in some regard for the people that feel unhappy and want to really lose their vigility again because they're getting banged so hard by the world. But yeah, no. Right? So right now what I need to do, by the way, is I need to try to beat a Torment 100, a Pit 100, right? That's our goal as a Necro, because the Sork has already done it. So we got to find a Necro that can also beat that. Perfect. Losing virginity to demons wouldn't be good. I mean, someone would argue that losing your virginity to a succubus might actually be damn good. At least for the time being. Like the part about the getting murdered, soul sucking afterwards and that kind of stuff. But it would probably be damn good. Like, I guess unarguable, right? And then afterwards, like rib, I guess, right? Good riddance. We need a leaderboard for Infinite Torment. See, that would be interesting. Or a leaderboard for Infinite Pit. Two options. How am I maintaining my resource right now? Well, I actually did get my Soulrift cooldown, so that was good. But my Soulrift is up, so we need to back up. The Soulrift, let's go. Soulrift. God, I love this. It's just, we have finally a useful ultimate, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how hard it is to believe this, but Necromancer finally has an ultimate that doesn't suck monkey balls. And before you say about Pony, what about Bone Storm? Bone Storm always sucked monkey balls. Bone Storm in itself is like, it feels so bad. Like it's only good on contact. So as soon as you're not contacting anyone, you're actually not producing barrier, right? As soon as you're on range, as soon as you're getting pushed back by your enemy, well, good riddance to your barrier. That's gone. Like, let's be fair, Bone Storm was like never good. I mean, the reason why people used Bone Storm end of the day was the damage reduction and the bonus critical strike chance even. Like, they didn't actually even use Bone Storm for the Bone Storm, like for the barrier production, right? Like, why did you use Bone Storm in a Blood Surge build? Oh yeah, correct. You use Bone Storm in a Blood Surge build to actually give yourself... Come on, brain, say it or I'm going to punch you. Critical strike damage and damage reduction. That's it. That was it. No other reason. Okay, so we can currently get +3 on this one still. So I'm going to +3 this. Right? They're only +2. In order to get them to +3, I need to do a pit level 72. Because a pit level 72 is 40 levels higher than this. So I get +3. Does that all make sense to you? Like, this is very important for how like the glyph upgrading works. It's kind of nice. So 10 levels higher is a 100% success chance. 20 levels higher is +2, right? And 40 levels higher is +3. Right now, see, this is 31, 69. It's not 40 levels higher anymore, but it's 21, 69, 40 levels higher. So we can get +3. And obviously getting +3 is so much more convenient than getting like a measly +2, right? So this, like, we just have an ulti that's good. I'm just so happy. I'm a very happy man. And if I have 300 Paragon points, by the way, chat, we can go even more crazy right now because we're currently, like, we didn't take this crit correct. We can take even more willpower because currently we're missing the willpower here. I mean, what are we sitting at? We're sitting at 7,000% overpower. So should we go for the Bloodlands now or quickly push the pit higher, chat? I'd love to see a Bloodwave unique. See, what I would like to see is that Bloodwave gets turned into a wave that exists permanently around you. So if you could turn Bloodwave into an aura. Kratos, the percentage chance will never be 5%. And as, like, let's say you're doing tier 100 pits, then a level 80 glyph would still get 2 levels, right? And... like, so if you do tier 100 pits, then your glyph would still get a 100% chance. So unless you're not 10 pit levels higher, the chance is not 100%. So only at the end, it's going to actually be a problem, right? I mean, if I do a tier 66 pit, if I do a tier 56 pit, then my glyph will 100% become legendary, right? So as long as I do high enough pits, there is never an issue with the upgrading. Why are you losing essence when you're standing out of combat? That's actually a pretty easy answer, because right now there's actually 277 people watching the YouTube stream, but only 50 have liked. And that's why my essence is sad and depleting. Like, sorry. Like, it's also because we didn't get enough prime subs today, and that's actually kind of hurtful. So, yeah. That's why we're depleting essence. It's not because we're using the aspect of the Great Feast, which is actually currently soaking away our essence slowly from us. No, it's because of the aforementioned reasons. Yeah. Also, by the way, just as an info piece, in case you didn't know this, actually liking the YouTube stream helps because it shows YouTube that there's interest in the stream. So they're kind of like more likely to recommend it. It's like, that's the only stupid thing about being live on YouTube, if I'm honest with you. Like, asking people to continuously please like the stream, because it does help the stream. Right? Yeah, we are so damn happy with this build right now. This is like, I think I could just like, I'm pit level 72 right now. There's only 28 pit levels missing. I'm kind of, I want to try the I want to try the Bloodlands, chat. But at the same time, I do really like, since this is working right now, right? I do kind of just want to push this slowly forward. I just started Diablo, finished the game a few days back, confused with what abilities I should use for Necro. Harshid. We have tons of guides for you, my friend. Like even level guides. So that's like 2, like when you're level like 50, right? So it really comes down what you want to play. I mean, right now, if you are playing the seasonal content, or if you're playing for the first time, I would probably recommend you to make a Blood Surge build, because Blood Surge is just really easy to learn and understand. And especially if you see the Starlight aspect on the current season, the Starlight aspect makes things very easy. Like, you essentially have infinite resource and you just have to press your Blood Surge button and that's it. So you walk into your opponents and you're just shedding carnage. So that's quite nice and cool. Therefore, high recommendation to Blood Surge. Push further forward. Yeah, I'm like, I kind of want to do it on my own 2 legs, right? Because if I actually do, like, tonight we're gonna get the vendor which allows us to just boost everything to the max. I mean, right now, if we're investing, like, we're currently, what is this? We're taking like 8 minutes per pit level, roughly. I mean, we could push the pit up like really fast. Unless this is getting like slower and slower progression wise, right? I mean, also gotta get my glyphs up to 46 right now. I actually like, what do you think? The crit glyph or the overpower glyph first, guys? Probably the crit glyph, because I need the crit glyph for more builds, so I should try to get that one legendary. That being said, I think the cheat vendor can actually max out all the glyphs. Is Paragon now uncapped? No, 300. Also, uncapped doesn't make sense because so Paragon has 2 changes. You're limited to 5 boards maximum, which is a good change, by the way. So you're limited to 5 boards maximum, which kind of makes you finally take some of the rare nodes too. It's actually funny. And on top of limited to 5 boards maximum, you are also having now 300 Paragon points. That's kind of cool, because after getting level 60, which is the new max level, you finally have something to actually level for. So I like this, but like, let me explain the psychology behind this, right? So right now I know that these minions I'm killing are not useless, right? So whatever I'm doing, it is actually slowly giving me more Paragon XP. Now I will reach 300 Paragon points at some point, right? As I'm playing. But I just know if I now go into the Helltide to do Helltide stuff, correct? That going into the Helltide is not a bad thing to do. Because I do what I need to do, right? I'm getting my boss mats or whatever. But at the same time, I am getting experience still towards more Paragon points. And it's just like, for me personally, it's like an ever existing incentive to just exist inside the world of Diablo. Because whatever I'm essentially doing just gets me further forward. That's cool. And obviously, if I do Torment 4, which I'm doing right now, I'm being rewarded for being good, right? If I do Torment 4, I get 600% experience instead of being in Torment 3, which is only 400% experience. So if I'm actually able to do Torment 4, and if I'm good enough, right? If I build my build, if I make my character, if I'm a talented gamer, right? I'm just calling myself a talented gamer right now. I'm getting rewarded by the game for being good with more experience and loot. That being said, I haven't felt the more loot yet. So I'm in Torment 4 right now, and I have done like 6 to 7 PIDs, and I've seen maybe 1 greater affix item. So right now, the assumption was that Torment 4 would actually drop ancestral items way more, but I am still sitting here and I have 1 ring, 1 weapon, and 1 amulet. And none of these I've actually gotten from Torment 4. Like, most of this I have gotten before. No, Flicker Stab is not working, Grova. The actual... What my brain's saying. The actual shape-shifting boots are more opportune. That being said, Flicker Stab is not a terrible thing to do. We need to definitely upgrade my crit chance. Like I'm doing like a lot of interesting crits, right? We could do more. Also, the damage versus single target actually really good. It's just that the single target has a lot of HP at this point, right? So don't worry, Blood Surge is not bad against a single target. Blood Surge is doing good against a single target. It's just that the single target has a lot of HP. But for this, we also have Crew's Embrace, which you need to master work up further, and I can't master... Like, this is probably a hurtful thing, because right now I have a Crew's Embrace, but it's only a normal unique Crew's Embrace. So this is not an ancestral Crew's Embrace. And since it's only a normal unique Crew's Embrace, I can't actually master work it up further. So unless I'm finding a Crew's Embrace, which is ancestral, I'm actually screwed to make my character more powerful. And I am not sure how they want to address this, because right now, yeah, I might not, like, I'll do a boss, right? I'll get the materials to do a boss. I'll drop my uniques that I need. But unless these uniques are dropping as ancestral uniques, they suck, right? So currently, I would like to upgrade this further. I would like to upgrade this further, right? But I can't. So I need to do the Beast of Eyes 4 million times to potentially have even a crack at getting an ancestral version of this. So not only does the boss need to drop what I exactly need, the boss needs to drop what I exactly need. Yeah. Okay, let's make our first glyph now legendary, okay? We got 39, 41. Wait, 41, 46, 2 levels. I need to do at least a level 66 PID to get this. Yeah, so 66 we should do technically. I'm just not sure, like, is this okay? Is this a problem? Does that make then fighting the respective item even more worth it? So like how are we going to make sure that we get this meaningful progression wise, right? I don't know. And 810 max life. Let's go! 810 max life. Do you have to make a new character every season, by the way? If you then want to play every season, then you do have to make every character new every season, yes. Ancestral is not related to difficulty. No, Ancestral is related to difficulty. It is related to difficulty. The problem is that I just haven't felt that yet. So technically, you're supposed to find Ancestrals more at the higher difficulty. Yet though, I struggle to actually see that. Right? So I just boosted my life to 8,000 life. So we should be seeing like even higher overpowers, right? Wait, 2 million. The general overpower increase is overpowering. 8,000 life sounds so much, right? Eat him. Mythics have non-ancestral? No. Mythics always have a greater affix. Mythics are always item power 800 with a greater affix. It's actually the craziest part about Mythics. So if you find a Mythic, it will always be a greater affix. I mean, so one greater affix is normal. You might as well just find a double greater affix one. The build looks fun. The build is brilliant. I mean, it has already been an absolute staple in Season 5, and a lot of people got to love Blood Surge in Season 5. And now the build has gotten even better because you're actually using the new Soulrift Ultimate. The new Soulrift Ultimate sucks out the souls. You see the soul sucking happening. That's all the things that go towards my character. And these souls are making the enemies vulnerable. They giving me a barrier. And at the same time, every soul suck is 2 essence as well. And that essence actually gets higher by resource generation. So if you have more resource generation, you get more essence as well. And the thing is, it's in this area. So this is the area where the soul sucking happens. Like you notice, that is quite a significant area of soul sucking, right? And while the soul sucking is going on, you're getting 30% more damage multiplicative. So my overpower damage that I want to be as overpowering as humanly possible, or necromancery possible, that one gets increased by another 30%, just like that, because I am, let me check my notes, actually going fucking bonkers. And that makes the existing Blood Surge build, which was already a menace, even more of a menace. But as you can see, there's still a danger of dying. I mean, we're not playing any kind of damage reduction right now, apart from Hardened Bones. So that is the only 25% damage reduction we get going on. Technically, I could move the aspect from the chest over to the amulet and just say, okay, I'll do a little wee bit less damage and I'll actually get more damage reduction for that. So that would be an option. We could also change our chest piece to, instead of being the aspect of the Hardened Bones that we're playing right now, correct? My chest piece could technically be Soulbrand. Soulbrand is an item that gives you 30% damage reduction if you have Barrier active, 18% damage reduction if you're healthy. So it actually does add another 2 layers of damage reduction to your existing damage reduction. Plus, then I could still move the aspect to the amulet. So we get a 38% damage reduction, plus then the damage reduction from actually using the... Yeah? You get it? So it's actually nice. Sadly, I died now, and that means I only get 3 upgrades. It's very important why you don't want to die, guys, because if you do pits without dying, and this is a great mechanic, by the way. So if you do a pit without dying, you know what happens? You get 1 more upgrade for your Paragon glyph. You're actually getting rewarded for not dying in the pit. Isn't that brilliant? Like, I like when a game has systems that are nice to you, right? I want the game to reward me for things. Like, right, if I do a perfect pit run without dying a single time, I want something for that because I'm good, right? I'm cracked. Give me my loot and my rewards right now. It's 2024. Please acknowledge me, right? So I personally like it a lot. Because, like, here, you did well. Shoulder pad, there you go. Now you get more upgrades. Right? It feels good. No one can say that it doesn't feel good because it does, in fact, feel good. Oh, I see the boss again. This is actually a bug in this one. That when you go over this middle part, it actually does show you the boss already. So you know that you're fighting Bramble. And if you kind of feel like you can't beat Bramble because Bramble is like your one pit weak spot boss, you're like, oh yeah, that's enough. I'm going to do another boss pit iteration now. Right? Pit is just greater rifts. I mean, the pit is the pit. Like, it doesn't matter if you compare it to D3 or not. You like, I know a lot of people like to draw these comparisons to D3 and put a negative connotation to it or not. But there's so many people, including myself, who've actually never played much D3. I've actually in my whole time played 1 single season of D3. So my interactions with greater rifts are close to non-existent. Right? I do know a lot of people have like slaved their life away in D3. And they kind of like with the recent updates, they see some return to it. But at the current stage, like there's so many people that have never interacted with the kind of content. And for them, it's like all feeling exciting, fresh and new, which is good. I think there's actually more people that have not played D3 than there's probably people that have played D3 that are currently playing D4. Because I feel like D4 brought on so many new players to the Diablo franchise, right? So there's so many people that have like, the only contact point they have with Diablo is that a friend used to play it, their brother used to play it, their mom always forbade them to play D4 because D4 is a satanic game. You're actually fighting demons and you're trying to kill Diablo, so it's a good game. You're like a super Jesus warrior, right? You're going out there to clap demon cheeks. You're trying to save the world from the Antichrist. You're the anti-Antichrist, essentially, right? And your mom is like, no, this is a demonic game. Nah, mom, I'm the hero. Listen, right? She never understands. So yeah, that's like where I see like these. I know a lot of people are like, is this returning back to D3? Oh no, this is becoming more D3 by the minute. So what? I mean, if the game gets better, it gets better, no matter what label you put on it. Is this build good versus bosses? I can see it being trash. You're wrong, because you forget something, and that is the new item that our friend has. And that item is called Krua's Embrace. Krua's Embrace gives us bonus sucks against minions, bonus sucks against bosses. Ergo, like if we're fighting a boss, we would actually get more damage per suck the Cruise Embrace makes. Now, the problem is that the Cruise Embrace only has 2 sucks at the current upgraded level I have it at, which is actually bad. And I would like to have at least 3 to 4 sucks, but I can't upgrade my Cruise Embrace further because upgrading my Cruise Embrace further does require me to... Yeah, brain? I can find it with a greater affix, yeah. So that's an actual issue. So to the boss fight here taking, well, I mean, like, sir, this is pit level 74. There's only 100 pit tiers. We're like, we're moving into the super end game essentially right now, correct? We're absolutely melting that mother trucker. We're giving him the big stinky. And we're infinite essence as well. But what we're really looking forward to right now is actually getting the real damage, because this is not the real damage. So currently we don't have a single glyph legendary. In case you don't know this, there's legendary glyphs, chat. Okay. Oh, wow. Did you just teleport me all the way back? So you can make your glyphs in your Paragon board legendary. And right now we're trying to make our Essence Glyph legendary. What will happen if Essence Glyph becomes legendary? And that's the thing. We need more of them. If the Essence Glyph becomes legendary, we get another 15% damage multiplier to our crit strikes. Just like that. And the same actually goes for Overpower if we get this legendary. But not only is it just that damage multiplier, because that wouldn't be exciting enough. It gets a second radius increase. You know, the actual radius increase where the thing gets bigger, where you can pick up more nodes into it. Like, for example, the Essence Glyph is a dexterity thingy, so you can pick up more dexterity, right? Yeah. So what happens there is that the radius increases. Isn't that exciting? Yes, that is exciting. Because every glyph that kind of needs like more things to scale, they get more powerful. Because they're scaling more than ever before. Okay, I kind of feel like I should probably go into my hidey hole here to not get blasted. Now you gotta look out. I got 3 stacks of 3 stacks of I take bonus damage because I'm obviously bad at dodging, right, Chad? I don't know how your dodging game is, but I'm really bad. So I just run around with the 3 stacks always, every single time. Right? I just take maximum damage from these lads because, well, that's what I do. So I gotta at least play a bit considerate, I guess. Oh no, not mommy. Don't nuke me, mom! My wife is like, what's he yelling downstairs again? No, I stood too close. That was bad for me. Now I can finally find out something interesting though, because I wanted to know if I finish the tier, like if I finish, like obviously I now, I'm not getting the level up, correct? But do I still get my glyph upgrades now? Or is that not happening? Is Runewords active on the PDR now? No, Runewords are not active on the PDR. So what actually happens in this scenario? Because I've not had this scenario yet. Like, am I now screwed? Do I not get glyph upgrades? Has anyone had this scenario yet and can give me like insight? I truly feel bad. You should get one. Yeah, you should get one less for dying, but do you still get them? Maybe I don't get the loot chest at the end. That would be fine. If I don't get the loot chest at the end, I wouldn't care because the loot is anyways trash. So, I mean, that's not how you should ever feel about a pit. So they definitely need to do something about the pit loot because right now I'm just like, whatevs, right? I mean, I've not had a single good pit with actual good loot. So, yikes. I'm looking for Nightmare Dungeons to be fun again. I can heavily assure you, as someone who absolutely despises Nightmare Dungeons currently, that I am so happy every time I go into a Nightmare Dungeon. I'm even comparing my performance from Nightmare Dungeon to Nightmare Dungeons, just checking how much Opticide did this respective Nightmare Dungeon truly give me. So I don't know how to put this into words, how much more satisfying it is to Nightmare Dungeons right now, because you just know that the outcome is truly like worth it, right? So you perform good in a Nightmare Dungeon, you will have more masterwork materials. It is such a good feeling, because like this is what you want to be, right? Again, you want to put some efforts in to actually grind that Nightmare Dungeon, right? You want to put some efforts in to do well in the Nightmare Dungeon, and if you do well, if you do like kill everything, if you do these events, the well events, for example, or the cursed shrines, right? If you do them extremely good, you get more loot. Right? You get more masterwork materials. You can masterwork your gear harder because you actually tried. Right? You put in the effort. Putting in effort finally rewards you in this game. And that's something that I feel like has been sorely missing, right? Like you could do things extraordinarily well. You could do 400 waves of wave-based event thingies. And it's like, oh yeah, congratulations, you did that. Well, that's cool. No one cares. No one gives a flying fuck, right? Like, congrats, you did that. Way. And now it's like, oh, you did this? Well, here's tons more materials. Congratulations. Right? It's like, you did that? You pulled this off? Wow, you're amazing. Here's more. I like that. I personally like this. Like, a lot of people used to say that Diablo is not respecting the time you put in. See, I get the loot, but I don't get the upgrade. Take my loot back. I want the upgrade. But why is tier 4 so easy? I don't think that tier 4 is easy. I don't think that tier 4 is easy at all. I mean, I have a character with unique item, mythic item, 1 greater affix, 2 greater affix, 3 greater affix. This is 4 times, 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 8 times, actually 8 times and 8 times upgraded. So I do have quite some upgraded gear. I don't just have the absolute trash of the minimal, right? I do have some decent stuff going on. And with this, it does feel good. As it should. Because I have all of this, right? Now, if you obviously play a class like Sork, and Sork as the Lightning Sork has it incredibly easy right now. Well, I mean, what am I supposed to say, right? If you play something that's super bonkers over Blaster, then be my guest. Like that, then that's just what it is, right? I'm sorry. I mean, if you're playing a Dariel's Rogue, for example, right, and it's feeling like easy. Well, I mean, first and foremost, you're actually playing an Endariel's Rogue, so good luck getting an Endariel's right when you're playing the game for the first time. But yeah. Level 217, did you miss? Paragon points. This is not level 217, this is 217 Paragon points achieved. I really like to know how much more HP enemies are gaining with each pit tier. Because this is currently a pit 66 compared to the pit 72 that we just did a second ago. And we're doing the 66 to just quickly get a upgrade to my glyph. Because enemies are just dying way faster, right? So the thing is, I mean, if you have glyphs on level 46, if you have, let's say you have 5 glyphs, and all 5 glyphs are 46, okay? Well, at 46 is the legendary glyphs. Then World Tier 4 is supposed to feel easy. I mean, why would I level all my glyphs up to 46 to then have World Tier 4 feel hard, right? Especially considering that still upgrading all your glyphs to 46 is going to take a significant amount of time. The thing is, no matter what they do to this game, right? This game will never feel hard for blasters. Let's use the term blasters for the people that are very talented and put way too much time in and that like to like go super hardcore in the game. The game will never feel hard for these people because Diablo is just not hard. I'm sorry, Diablo is not hard. There's nothing hard about this game, right? I mean, there's some artificial hardness at some point where you're like, oh wow, the enemies just have 800% HP. What am I going to do? It's not a hard game. Maybe the Dark Citadel will fix that by giving us Torment for Dark Citadel. But I also don't think Diablo needs to be hard because right now we have a very nice progression curve. So currently, as you have seen, I couldn't do the, I could do the Pit 72, so I could get it done, right? But it would still be a struggle. So then Pit 75 might be harder. And in order to now get better in the pit, I need to actually get greater affix gear, right? So I have a reason to put in time to get greater affix gear. And I could farm lower level pits to essentially get my glyph XP up to get my glyphs then to legendary. And as I then get my glyphs to legendary and get better items in the process of getting my glyphs to legendary, because I would obviously do like getting glyphs to legendary is going to be pit 55. So that's the best pit to farm for that. As you're doing that, right? $66, by the way, not 50, 55, 66, sorry. As you're doing that, getting your list to legendary, you then do feel better, right? You get some greater affix items, you upgrade the greater affix items, and when then everything is legendary, you finally are super cracked and you just blast through pit 100, as you should. Tier 4 Lilith is not a joke. Dude, I tried a tier 4 tormented boss with my 6,000, 8,000 HP, and he one-hit me. So I tried a tier 4 boss ladder boss. Tier 3 boss ladder boss, I ate that. Okay, I ate that, guys. I ate him. I ate his ass. I just munched it down. It was buffet, okay? I went crazy. Then I went to a tier 4 boss, and he just ate me. He just looked at me and punched me in the throat. Twice. And then I didn't want to play anymore, okay? I was like, okay, sir, this is fine. You're good. Like, you're better. I understand. So I'm not sure if they're overtuned or, again, if that's intended. Maybe I shouldn't kill a tormented boss unless I do actually have a glyph legendary already. Right? Maybe I'm just not supposed to kill that yet. Which would be okay for me, right? So let's see about this now, about upgrading. So this is 41, 100%, level 66, 43, 100%, 2 levels, level 43, 45. Now I need to upgrade to legendary. And since we are radius level 4 to 5, we have the upgrade available, 46, upgrade to legendary, done. And now since I'm 66, right? And this is a 46, and I have an upgrade left, but it's 20 levels higher, I could still get plus 2 levels. Right? But the important part is that my critical strike damage is now increased by another 15%. And do you want to know what? That every bonus level I put into this glyph increases this bonus as well. Yeah. So I make this 46 now 48. It's increased critical strike damage multiplicative by 15.5. Hold on, Pony. That's crazy. Yes, it is. My damage just went from 1,000 to 1,500 because of this. So this is why, though, you need to have this. Like, you understand where the damage is coming from, right? Where you're getting more damage. How this is actually going to turn insane. I don't actually know. What is with a glyph like Undaunted? Does it do more damage reduction? Because that might be worth it. So Undaunted does... oh, no, it does damage... Wow, damage while healthy, though. So this is damage reduction with Undaunted, and then you're also getting damage while healthy multiplier. That's actually quite nice. I mean, people don't know what they want take. I have seen now. So the complaint was D4 bad, do something, make the game better. Now I have seen literally people saying they are doing too much. I don't recognize the game anymore. D4 bad, do less. All right, what are you supposed to do? Right? Don't worry, chat. There's more builds being tested out too, but right now the Blood Search is just going so well. I like where the game is at on PDR. I think the game is great on PDR right now. I'm not sure if Penitent tier should be available from the very beginning on, because Penitent tier right now is only 10 levels. Maybe make Penitent tier available from level 40 on or something like this. But it feels like with Penitent tier being level 50, that it's just a little bit too late to matter in any capacity. So I do believe that that needs to be changed, either Penitent tier from the very beginning on, but I think that is not good. So I would rather see Penitent tier like be available from level 50. By the way, do you notice how we're doing more damage now? I feel the more damage. I mean, we're already doing like crazy good numbers, right? But that 15% more, I can notice this. But let's get the overpower up now, because these are two cornerstones of our maximum damage, right? So yeah, but like I do believe if they do fix the thing with the Penitent tier where it stands right now at that we're, I like the progression, right? I think I truly like the progression that we're looking at right now. It feels natural, it feels fun, it feels engaging. What is going to be hard is having to level all the glyphs again on a new character. Right? So if I'm now playing a Sorg and I'm looking like, it was already annoying getting every glyph up to level 21, right? But now you're looking at getting every glyph up to level 46. That being said, it does happen relatively quick, right? I mean, if you do 40 pit levels higher, so if I make a new character and I jump really quick to pit 40, then you're essentially upgrading them by +3. So this is going to be amazing with Bone Spirit. We will test Bone Spirit too, no worries. I don't want to like test too many things in one day to not break my mind. So we're going to do Blood Search today. So we got Sever, Blood Search, Blood lands. And then we will also test Bone Spirit. Because now with this new ulti that essentially is keeping us essence-wise top up, like what was Bone Spirit's problem? So Bone Spirit had one problem, and that was Barrier. Right? Barrier. So you needed Barrier, and that's why you were playing a little bit of Bone Storm, also for the crit chance, but the crit chance is negligible, so we can get 100% crit chance otherwise. But yeah, since we don't have to play Bone Storm anymore, and we can now make Essence with this one, and then we can actually go for crazy levels of Essence generation, you're going to essentially permanently sit at 300 resource. Oh, did you know that they buffed the Requiem aspect, guys? Hey, you know this aspect that gives you 10 essence per minion active, right? 7 essence per minion active. That's 10 essence per minion active now. Oh yeah, you heard right, chat. It's 10 essence per minion active right now. Tier 4 is hard. Well, tier 4, like for tier 4, you need your glyphs up. That's a fact, right? So if you're trying to go tier 4 with all your glyphs level 10, despite your items are being good, right, you're gonna suck. Tier 4 bosses aren't easy with glyphs. I mean, like the tier 4 bosses of the boss ladder, they're hard. They're hard. I mean, again, I got bitch slapped by Varsh. He looked at me and he was like, not today. It didn't feel good. I will say that it did not feel good at all. I hated it every second. Okay, Okay, now we're going, we're making Dominate, because Dominate is my overpower damage, another 15%, and I actually want to see how high this goes. Because if I get overpower damage 15%, right, we're currently sitting at a 6,500%. So let's do this, and let's do a tier 3 world boss, just to show you. Okay, we're doing a tier 3 boss ladder boss after this to show you, like, the difference. Is it true that sticky and stones are being removed? Yes, they are not needed anymore. What happens is that currently, if I would like to summon a Grégoire, the Galvanic Saint, I need 11 living steel or 12 living steel, 11 or 12 living steel to summon a Grégoire. Okay. If I summon him on world tier 1, if I summon him on Torment 1, that's then a Torment 1 Greg. If I summon Grégoire on Torment 2, that's a Torment 2 Greg. If I summon Grégoire in Torment 3, that's a Torment 3 Greek, and so on. That's essentially how it works with the bosses right now. They are bound to the world tier, but they cost the same materials to summon, which is actually really funny. So if I now summon then Grégoire in T1, that's 11 steel. But if I summon him in tier 2, that's also, or in Torment 2, that is then also 11 steel, but he's just harder and gets more loot. What are you going to do with all your stones? Well, your stones are obviously useless. I mean, I don't know how you have 8,000 stones, what you have done with them, why you have so many. Like, Jesus Christ, sir. But yes, the stones will become useless. I mean, again, if you play a seasonal character, you shouldn't care because everything is anyways gone. Ever try to build without mythics? Well, I'm in Torment 4, so it doesn't make sense to play anything without mythics. That being said, this build would work without mythics. I mean, like, right now we're using the Ring of Starless Skies because we just wanted to see, like, how well do builds work. But this is why we're here. We need to see the pinnacle. We don't need to see could a budget build work. Okay, this is very important. Like, we need to see how good are the pinnacle builds. Could they do the content that you need to do? Because you will have a Ring of Starless Skies at some point. You will have a Doombringer. You will have a Harlequin. Like, right? You will have these unique items. That being said, if I don't have the Ring of Starless Skies right now, I would have to go for some resource cost reduction and I would simply do less damage. What would that mean? If I didn't have the Ring of Starless Skies, I would just have to upgrade more glyphs to do more damage. People will do World Boss 4 carries. Well, I mean, in order to do Torment 4 boss carries, you need to get in Torment 4 into the first place. And right now, with how hard a Torment 4 boss was, I'm not sure how easy Torment 4 boss carries are going to be. But unless you have someone who is actually carrying you into Torment tier, you will not be in Torment, right? That's the thing. Like, so you need to beat a pit level 60 or you can't enter Torment 4, right? Unless you've beaten that. Now, in order to get to pit 60, like, I mean, maybe you have a friend who has beaten pit 60 and will like then boost you through it. But again, this is like such a non-issue because yes, some people will do it, but the 85% of gamers won't have friends to do it with, nor will they not want to pay the money, real money, because people are going to sell these services for real money, obviously, to then RMT this. So I think, yes, sure, it will happen, but it's a non-issue a little bit. Renown resets for expansion? No, Renown doesn't reset. Renown does not reset. Renown stays. But you might get more Renown because there's Nahantu coming, which is a new region. So that's another Renown grind, potentially. If you can craft an Uber, it's guaranteed to have a greater affix. That's because Ubers are ancestrals. So they're ancestral legendaries don't exist anymore. There's legendaries and ancestrals. And ancestrals are always greater affixed. Right? Die! Oh, I'm just happy to have a zero essence cost goddamn Blood Surge. People are going to be so happy that Blood Surge is still working because everyone was scared that they ruined it. Like after they essentially took away the Starlight aspect, because you might have missed this, guys, but the Starlight aspect is gone. Okay. People were scared that these builds wouldn't work anymore. By the way, like again, no greater affix items. I'm doing so many and it's no greater affix items, but look at this. 1, 2, 3, and now wait before we do this. We're currently sitting at 6,635% overpower damage. Ah! Now you have to keep something in mind, okay, chat? Wait. You have to keep something in mind. And I want to show you this, okay? I want to show you this because this is important. Because you think this is crazy, right? But it's like you don't understand. Chat, you don't understand, okay? Like you don't understand. Wait, let me do a 70. Okay, because you think this is crazy. But there's more. Any advice on gem farming? Well, that will be gem farming will be, what is it called again? The Infernal Hordes, which are currently not activated. So we're slowly creeping to the 30 million, guys. I've just seen a 28 million. Before it was 25 million max. So our upgraded glyph by a couple of... Our upgraded glyph to legendary now essentially gave us up to 5 million more damage per overpower. Which doesn't sound like a lot, but considering that 25 million was my max and we're now doing the 30 million as the new max, I'd assume that my overall DPS is just higher, right? We're just doing more damage overall in general. My worry is that if I play with my friends and they found mythics first and may progress through the torments fast and leaving me behind. No, you don't need mythics. Like I don't think that's a non-issue. I mean, you can always just do lower pits to upgrade your glyphs to keep up with them. Also, there is no reason to do everything in Torment 4. So technically, again, if I want to kill world bosses right now, I am going down to Torment 3. To farm bosses, right? Boss ladder bosses. I would do that in Torment 3. I wouldn't do that in Torment 4. I would probably not even do a Helltide in Torment 4 because we just did a Torment 4 Helltide. And you know what? It was hard. Jesus, it wasn't even hard. It just took time. It just took so much time. So in World Tier, in Torment 3, the same boss, I could kill the same boss in a quarter of the time it would take me in Torment 4, despite being strong, right? So the thought is that like, maybe you might get more loot in T4, but T3 is so much more convenient to do that you might actually consider, well, you know what? I'd rather do it in Tier 3. Right? When will be the vendor available European time? Well, Blizzard already said that in a tweet. The vendor will be available late Californian morning, which means evening time EU, probably like 9 p.m., maybe 10 p.m., something around there. What's the bigger circle around me? That's the new ultimate Soulrift. That's what this is all about. That's what all the builds are about today, Soulrift builds. And Soulrift sucks out souls from everyone that touches the black circle. So if you touch the circle, you get your soul ripped out. And if you get your soul ripped out, you provide essence to the family. So I'm getting essence for your soul. You'll become vulnerable if your soul gets ripped out, which is also great. So congratulations on being abused and used. Right? And on top, we are getting... Oh, bonus damage multiplier too. And barrier. Yeah. So what have I missed? Ah, yeah. 4 things. 4 things you're getting from Soulrift. Abused and Used, the title of my sex tape. What? Poor Ponyhoff. That's why I'm a content creator now, chat. A Bloodsurge still strong than ever. I would argue stronger because you now have a barrier. I mean, what did Bloodsurge not have before? A barrier. I mean, you were essentially out healing any damage everyone dealt to you. That's how it worked, right? That's how you were just surviving. But now instead of just out healing everything, we are out barriering. Okay, barriering. So, like, by now, you thought that my legendary glyphs are crazy, guys. But let's kill Mother's Judgment, and then let me show you why my legendary glyphs are actually even more crazy than the crazy you thought they are. Okay? Like you thought they were going nuts, but they're going actually nuts times 2. And there's a reason for that. And I need to kill her to show you the reason. Right? I need you to understand. Ow, ow, ow. He hit me. So right now, like, as you notice here in the pit, oh, wow. I couldn't survive that one, actually. Wow. Yikes. That's the first time something actually killed me. The bigger circle, we didn't even make use of the bigger circle yet. Like, right, I'm like down here and my essence glyph got the bigger circle, but I kind of forget to take the Paragon points. So I could even do more damage. Okay, now since I know that is the Lilith we're getting, I need to always keep my Blunt Mist, because that's the problem with Necro and no movement skill, right? If I don't have my Blunt Mist ready in that situation, I'm getting cooked. Because that's Necro in a nutshell, no movement skill. Stun her. Stun her. Do-do-do-do-do. I like that she's the only character that when stunned is just face first on the ground. No, that one shouldn't kill me. Yikes, I hate it. You do need to actually look out to not get hit there, right? The max level glyphs is now 1 character per season. I'm still going to level more characters. I mean, there's a really nice catch-up mechanic, but it's definitely going to be hard. Like, it's going to be harsh. I mean, Blizzard is thinking about making glyphs account-wide too. The problem is I feel like that would make it too... I mean, I don't want to complain about too easy because I would really profit from this as a creator, right? Because I would save my time not having to level glyphs. But I feel like glyphs account-wide... I mean, my character would just get to level 60 and be like almighty, right? Unkillable, death machina. Nothing could stop me anymore. It might just be too much. Okay, finally, I'm actually dodging the boss mechanics, guys. So, oh, no. Bad. No, bad. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Everything is fine. No, I made a mistake. There's no way I'm leveling a second char. I think a lot of people will not level a second char, but then again, a lot of people are already not leveling a second char anyways. Right? What's the difference between Bury and Fortify? Well, first and foremost, Fortify is not blocking damage. Fortify is a status you have that leads to damage reduction. So if Fortify is full, you get 15% damage reduction. I think it's 15% at this time, right? So that is that. And also Fortify scales up the damage that your overpowers do. So that's what Fortify is good for as a second, right? Barrier is, as the name says, an actual barrier that prevents you from taking damage, right? So if you get hit while barrier is up, then the barrier will take the damage and you won't take the damage. Oh, did I just use my... I did use it again. Yikes. I need to stop using this because this is going to happen every single time. Yeah, I don't have double dash boots, so I'm kind of like cooked here in that scenario, right? I just don't want to stop doing damage. I'm greedy. If the lady in the middle comes again, she's just going to eat me. Come on, do it. Do it faster. Oh, I dodged them all. How? Talented, probably. Okay, so now that we finally get this done. Sorry it took me so long, chat. I hate Mother's Judgment. Oh, two-handed size. Wow, that's useless. So now that we have this done, why are legendary glyphs crazy now? Come closer. So first and foremost, I could level all of these up now to give me the 10% more, the 20% more, right? And the 15% more. That's actually nice. But what the really cool thing is that I get this one upgraded now, right? It's 15% to my overpower damage and it's 15.5% to my crit damage. But if I now level this one up further, so this is a level 50, right? But if I level this up further, it's 16% multiplier. I can actually not only multiplicative, I also hire the additive bonus. So I'm essentially getting now an additive more crit damage. Okay, so I'm getting an additive more crit damage or overpower damage, while I'm also getting the multiplicative more crit and overpower damage at the same time. That's the crazy part, right? That's the real crazy part. Pro tip, you can use Lucian's and the Unmaker effect right now. Unmaker is snapshotted into Soulrift. That is not a pro tip, random gaming vids. That's literally snapshotting, and snapshotting is... How do I say this in the nicest way possible? Snapshotting is a dig move. Don't do snapshotting. It might be available, but there's literally zero reason to do it. Okay, please don't. So we do also have the Mutilator plate, guys, that we actually need for a Bloodlines build. That means we're going to be doing Bloodlines as well. We do also have Bloodlines gloves, actually, which is crazy. So we can do Bloodlines gloves too. That's going to be kind of nasty. Yeah, we wanted to swap to World Tier 3 now, because I wanted to show you something, right? We'll go to Torment 3. Now, we do have enough... to wait, no, Beast of Ice was more than 9, right? Beast of Ice was 11. So we have enough to do a Lord Zur, I think. Or just let's do a Varsh. Varsh should work out. I wanted to show you the difference between a tier 3 and a tier 4 Torment boss. Winston, well, I mean, in the, like, this is not available in the test server. Are pit bosses now scaled better to the monster levels? Yes, pit bosses are perfectly scaled to the monster level. Let's say you're taking 5 minutes to fight through the monsters, then you can expect the boss fight to take everything from 2 to 3 minutes, as it should. So it really feels absolutely good. Didn't you run a Sever build first? DJ, we haven't swapped from Surge to Sever or from Sever to Surge to because one is bad. We've done it to just see what is possible, right? We're also going to swap over to Bloodlands in a bit to see how good the Bloodlands is, right? This is not like Torment 3, right? Dude just getting shit on. And Torment 3 essentially drops you 3 items. But again, there's a problem to this right now. Because these are just normal uniques, right? I don't want normal uniques. I want the best possible uniques. But the thing is, like, it's not that a tier 4 tormented boss, a Torment 4 boss, drops like greater affix items regularly. Oh, that's actually 4 drop now. That's cool. So again, right? Like it's not play. Wow, did they make this better down to 6.6 seconds? It used to be 8 seconds, right? I think they made it that even better. Oh no. Oh no, Chad. I just thought about something. Bone Spear leaves behind echoes that explode for 500 physical damage, increased by 5% for every 30 critical strike damage you have. Hey, Chad, what if I would have a glyph that multiplicatively increases my critical strike damage, and if I go all out like crazy, I could be sitting at 3 to 5 to 6,000. I could probably sit at 8,000 critical strike damage. And then I would play the Deathless Visage that has the echoes that leave behind that do damage, and then there would be actually scaling up really nicely. Could that actually work? Right? At grandfather on top, exactly. At grandfather on top. And just we'll go places. I mean, again, right now, this is my legendary glyph. Okay, guys, look at this. This is the legendary radius. Do you see how big it is? Because size matters. Size clearly matters. See? I can get a total of 54. That's 500% bonus critical strike damage. And I'm not even sure if that's the best. I mean, this one again can go way higher. Then we get our legend. Look at the size of the legendary dominate. It currently has 30 willpower, right? That's 35. That would be 40. Then we could get 45. I can get another 7 and 7 plus, right? And every single one is going to give 50% bonus overpower damage later. For the 6 of the new radius, yup. So, but if I were to do Varshan now in Torment 3, he would just pull me a new one, right? Okay, should we try Bloodlands, Chan? Should we try Bloodlands, but with Soulrift too? So the idea behind Bloodlands and Soulrift is that Soulrift would give us infinite essence for the Bloodlands, but the question rather is, would we then, like, we would not have to interact with Blood Orbs anymore, and I'm not sure if that actually does work the way I want it to. So that was now Blood Surge. Let's put the Crew's Embrace away for Blood Surge. We stay on the two-handed. That is going to actually stay. Bloodlands duration doesn't make a difference. We still have the attack speed, so that's actually fine. We could just take the new blade, but the thing is, what will we take for Bloodlands? Because that's the problem. Bloodlands has it's Bloodlands to hit twice. Yeah, we need Bloodlands to hit twice then here. Hemorrhage to hit twice. Hemorrhage to hit twice. Bloodlands to hit twice. Let's fucking go! Blood attack. Oh my goodness. Yes. Marry me, Chad. Bam. The weapon of weapons. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell. I didn't mean to yell. I'm not holding back, okay? So we got gloves too. Look at these gloves. The problem is they don't have max life, so that's the only sadness, but they got 4 ranks into Bloodlands. So we just have to lucky hit chance to heal. Gets rerolled into critical strike chance. Let's go! And we're going to temper on these. Offensive. Blood attack speed too. Going places. Blood attack speed. Do it. Thank you. Oh my goodness, we're going places. Chat, we're going places. Woo! Okay, we're gonna keep the Starless Skies, that's for sure. We're gonna keep the Unmaker. We're gonna keep the Embomber's actually not needed, so that can be Hardened Bones right now. That's pretty useful. So you can go over to Hardened Bones. We need a new offhand because this offhand would actually not work because that's Blood Surge, deal double damage, but we need essentially a new offense. So let's use our gambles to get a new focus. Focus. Okay, let's see. What do we have here? We got lucky hit, crit, max out here. This is great. See, that's the focus of my dreams. Okay, the rest gets destroyed. And we temper this up to offensive. No, weapon and Bloodlands hits twice. Blood Surge double. I'm not sure if hit twice is better than deal double damage. Right? Also, yes, we do have a Blood Wave deals double damage tempering, guys. Yes. Come on, give me Bloodlands. Oh my goodness. Okay, I need to make a new one. Hey, remember when I sold all these focuses because I technically had the perfect focus and then I didn't anymore because I'm an idiot? Yeah. Hi, my name is Ponyhoff. Nice to meet you. I'm an idiot. I guess the last 2 augments just went too good. Yeah, hit twice does trigger all the effects, right? It should technically trigger all the effects. Whereas, Bloodlands to hit twice. Whereas double damage is essentially just double damage. Which is like, congratulations. We are all proud of you for dealing double damage, but was not what we're looking for. Okay, we need to get the here lucky hit chance for resource. That one needs to be now max life. There we go. Let's do it.
There is power in these stones.
Oh, and you need to be... The fun part is swapping between blood builds is so easy. I don't know if you've ever if you ever did it, right? But like it's just the same-o. Like no biggie, no hassle, no dilly-dally, no bingo bongo. Clip, clap, dip, dab, you're done. Right? So, Bloodsport and Percy, thank you for the subscriptions. I heavily appreciate it. Greetings to everyone. I hope you're all feeling very, very well and enjoying yourselves. And now we're going to put on the final item, guys, the Mutilator Plate. Yes, I got a Mutilator Plate. Mutilator Plate. I need a max. I'm going to work it up. The cool thing about the Mutilator Plate, it's max life, Bloodlands duration, damage reduction, Bloodlands, everything. The problem is I'm losing my... I am losing my armor because I used to have full armor. Now I don't have full armor anymore, but I could regain this not at all. Why am I playing red gems for armor? I'm literally playing red gems for armor, chat. I'm sorry. That's the only way... This is the only way how I can get enough armor. Playing this shit. needs to keep the cooldown reduction. Okay, so Bloodlands. I know I need to redo my skill tree. Shit. So I don't need to do the Paragon board, which is nice. I just need to do my skill tree. So you want to see something interesting about Bloodlands right now, Chad. What Bloodlands does is Bloodlands is now always overpower. Okay? And then Bloodlands deals increased critical strike damage and increased overpower damage. What? Did I stutter? I said Bloodlands now does 15% increased critical strike and overpower damage. Just like that. Ta-da! Yeah. So we are technically having Bloodlands to just spam Bloodlands away. Then we're having Soulrift. We got the Curse. We have Blood Mist. And that's it. We don't need anything else, technically. Nor do I have skill points to spend for anything, if I'm honest with you. Oh, we don't need Corpse Explode. Technically, we could. I mean, I have no Flesh Eater interaction. Oh, I hate that. Okay, I hate that I don't have any Flash Eater interaction because that would like really cut into our damage. But I don't see how I could get a Flash Eater interaction because I would just have to put a point into Corpse Explosion. I'm not going to do that. Probably don't need the bonus Lucky Hit because I have enough Lucky Hits. So I could put points, 1 point into Corpse Explosion. You know what? I could, that's the 2 points I could put. Yeah, great. Use Blind. I mean, yeah, we could technically do that. I have the points. Because I don't need the points from Drain Vitality. Suck a fat one. Interestingly enough, I have the points. Here. Because we can have the Blight. Yes, you're right about that. I'm gonna keep the Curse Boots. Okay, which aspects will we play? So we would still play Rathma's Chosen, right? So we would go for the maximum attack speed. That one doesn't change. But what Bloodlands aspects will we actually do? Because we're not interacting with Blood Orbs in this case. Or should we still interact with Blood Orbs? Never sure what I actually like about that. Good names all used. Thank you for the 22 months of support. Tuwano, thank you for the brand new subscription as well. Appreciate it. We could play Hungry Blood instead of Gore Quill, to be honest. I'm not sure. Never liked Hungry Blood very much, right? But 21 is max now. Yeah, there is some. There like every glyph get a marginal power increase. Not a lot, but it's there. I have one more aspect left over. I mean, I could technically play Gore Quills. Okay, so I could technically play Gore Quills and I could play Hungry Blood, and then I could put 3 points into Transfusion, because Transfusion might be like a very low chance, right? But due to Bloodlands actually being very high, it could work. I mean, since we're also playing Corpse Tendrils, we could technically use Corpse Tendrils. Okay, let's try first. Like, I like to try into Torment 3. This is actually really nice because, like, if you want to try a build, you can just drop down in world, like in the pit tier, and it's like a different Torment tier, and everything is like vastly easier, right? What are these explosions that are coming out of? That's the Unmaker going crazy. Okay. It's doing plenty overpowers too. Blood Surge did do more overpowers. Might it be worth it to consider Banished Lord's Talisman for this? Because we're just doing like Bloodlands is just doing more overpowers in general than I mean, you could actually think about playing a Ring of Sacrilegious Souls to trigger Embalmer. To have like a passive generation of blood orbs. Right? But hey, this is working already. I mean, it's funny because so what's the Unmaker again doing? The Unmaker gives us like this permanently active barrier producing thingy. And we can actually finally dive bomb people with Bloodlands. So instead of like shooting on range, we're just dive bombing with it. Right? Actually fun. So they made also Transfusion work a bit better because Transfusion now has a 2-second cooldown. That means at least every 2 seconds you're going to make a blood orb. And also, do you want to know why Transfusion is not unlimited, guys? Want to know why Transfusion is not unlimited? Because it might break the game. So it's a very interesting thing. Like, you might not know this, but Bloodlands used to break the game. Yes, Bloodlands used to actually break the game. They're used to like it used to lack out the whole server. So the way how Bloodlands worked and the way how Bloodlands chaining worked, there were too many calculations happening, and it was literally lagging out the whole server. So you could actually break a region more or less with Bloodlands. So they fixed that. But the thing is, Transfusion is creating blood orbs. So Transfusion is a lucky hit chance to create blood orbs every 2 seconds now. If that would be uncapped, there's a danger that you would create so many artifacts in the world that would overload the server as well. I mean, imagine like there's 3 players playing Bloodlands right next to each other, and each of them is creating an infinite amount of blood orbs. It would actually maybe break the server. I wonder how single target will be for this one. Well, single target is actually always been better for Bloodlands than for Blood Surge. The answer is this is single target. I mean, again, this was only World Tier 3 now, right? So it's only World Tier 3. I kind of want to just keep upgrading these two, but I need to play catch-up game with my other glyphs currently. Yeah, only 11 million. Honestly, the 11 million is a bit daunting. So we got to see where can we squeeze out more damage here. Because we're actually having more ranks with this than we've had with the other builds. So technically, we have more ranks than we had with the Blood Surge. So we should technically squeeze out more damage. Because it's like 14, I think we only have 12 there. Actually, we don't have more ranks because I forget that we had the Blood Surge gloves. I'm just asking myself, like, what could we do for... I mean, I'm literally not sure about this here because like, so you kind of want, so there's 2 layers to this. Okay, guys, you want the interaction with the blood orbs for Rathmus Vigor. So we need Rathmus Vigor, right? We need the blood orbs. But our only way to make blood orbs is right now Transfusion, which works. We are getting every 8th Bloodlands. We're getting a blood orb too, right? Then we have a 10% chance to make blood orbs, right? So we have a 10% chance to make blood orbs. So blood orbs, blood orbs, blood orbs. We actually do make blood orbs quite passively, correct? I don't see... I mean, technically, we could drop Serpent Stone for Feast. So we can play the Aspect of the Great Feast, which is another 45% damage multiplier. We are actually playing Aspect of the Great Feast. Forget about that. So, I mean, this one is like each cost enemy that already lands. Oh, we could play... I mean, technically you could play Bloodseekers, which deals more damage to primary target per lanced enemy. And it's technically, it's a 25% multiplier. It's like the Conceited Aspect and better. Technically, this is like the Conceited Aspect and better. Because Conceited only works when I have Barrier. I have permanent Barrier, right? But this one is always 25% because I've always lanced someone. So it's kind of like the same, but Conceited is like bound to Barrier. I don't see like which other offensive aspect we could actually much play. I mean, I could play Accelerating Aspect to shoot even faster because right now we're having like 40% attack speed and then even more attack speed. Yeah, I don't see like what I would rather play at this point. What about using a two-hander? I mean, you don't need all the aspects. You go weapon offhand. Two-hander is like an attack speed detrimental thingy. We can try a two-hander, so I would try a two-handed mace then, right? Ooh! Don't say if I just got a greater affix two-handed mace. Oh my goodness, 400% overpowered damage. Great. I do like really want to use this for a Blood Surge build right now, but I really like so mainly the reason you're not using it because a two-handed weapon doesn't really profit from like attack speed as much as the I really like to get attack speed on this. Is that too much to ask for? Thank you very much. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, we need more masterwork materials to masterwork this up harder now.
There is power in these stones. Fashion this into something exquisite.
Streamer loot somehow. Hey. I'm in Torment 3. I'm supposed to get this. Eat my booty shorts, okay? The problem is, so, you know which aspect I would have to now put on this weapon and it wouldn't actually work? And that is technically Rathma's Chosen has to land on here. Now, you actually have to put Feast on this. And then Rathmas on this one. Okay, let's go into World Tier 4. We're currently sitting at 9,000% overpowered damage. 9,000% overpowered damage. Bow down to your queen, Chad. Listen, it's just a casual 9,000% overpowered damage. It's over 9,000. It is actually, in fact, over 9,000. Wait, my wife is sending me messages. My wife wants to go all out Halloween this year. Oh, I'm taking too much damage because I don't have enough armor. Let's actually do this here. So damage I'm doing like more than enough, right? Okay, it works with a two-handed weapon, but it's not that much more damage than I actually expected it to be. Also, we are losing crit chance. Oh, I forgot to go for life. Shit, I actually did forget to go for life. We lost so much maximum life here right now. We actually almost lost 2,000 maximum life currently. That's kind of hurtful. But if we would get a greater affix two-handed weapon with a max life affix, that would actually be nice. Now the question is, we're currently playing a two-handed weapon, Doombringer probably, right? I mean, I'm going to make myself a Doombringer tomorrow so I can show you the Bloodlands build, right? So this is working as intended. There is a mistake though currently. Right now we're needing 8 Blood Lances to actually get Blood Lance triggered. And I think that is not intended. So Blood Lance is actually still meant to be 6, not 8. Because 8 is actually a bit crazy, right? I mean, imagine having to do 8 Blood Lances before you get a guaranteed overpower. That's kind of like feels Batman moment. I mean, it does feel surprisingly strong for a Blood Lance build, right? Why don't you see me using the corpse tendrils much? Honestly, I'm just forgetting that it exists. Like, I'm holding down my Blood Lance button. I just forget that I have corpse tendrils, but I guess it doesn't hurt. I mean, why am I not playing corpse tendrils with my Blood Surge build? Because we don't need to. But you know what? I think in the Blood Surge build, I'm actually going to put 1 single point into corpse tendrils because it literally doesn't hurt. Right? It's like with 10 bonus skill points, you might as well put a point into that. It's not like you shouldn't. Not like that we need it. Now the question is obviously, is this stronger than if we would be playing the, let's say we would play the Blood Wave version of this build, right? So you could also play Blood Wave, and then we're just consuming, the Blood Orbs for bonus gore quills. You know what my problem with that is, though? We're kind of forced, like, to play some essence production because the reason I'm enjoying this here right now is that this just fixes the essence production, right? So with Soulrift active, I don't have to care about essence. Right, so Soulrift is like a beautiful, I don't give a flying fuck item. Because I'm just sitting here. And I just have infinite essence. As long as there's at least one enemy around you, aka a boss, like I will just never run out. Season 5, your build, Blood Surge. Is it working well without a Ring of Starless Skies? Blood Surge without Ring of Starless Skies works, but then you can't play the Crown of Lucian. Okay. So yes, it works without. You just have to take a bunch of resource cost reduction then. And you can't also play the Banished Lord's Talisman. So you essentially have to play a budgety version of the build. I'm not sure if it even feels much weaker than Blood Surge. I mean, the advantage of Blood Surge was now 2,000 more HP because I just had better items, right? I had a greater affix life weapon. So I don't have that here right now. By the way, look out for lightning enchanted dudes. Lightning enchanted dudes are just hitting like Giga hard. It makes actually no sense how hard they're hitting. Oh, I miss hardened bones too. Interesting. I do miss damage reduction in this build that my Blood Surge would have. Oh no, that's not true. I miss hardened bones, but I get other damage reduction because I actually get damage reduction from Bloodlands enemies. I forgot. Sorry, Chad. What? They should not kill me. By the way, Nightmare Dungeons also like infinite lives now in Nightmare Dungeons, right? So you can't drop out of them anymore, because why would you? Wait, am I not playing Curse Boots anymore? No, I'm playing Curse Boots. Yeah, my Curse Boot, like, oh, Jesus. Oh, what? That shouldn't have killed me. So I can just like die as many times as I want, right? I can just be as inconsiderate as I want in comparison to like before, because there's no threat anymore of death. Oh, that lightning. There's already a thread about this. Just in case you wonder, like there's already a thread about this in like the devs are aware that lightning enchanted enemies are just being a little bit too much extra. So this is already being taken care of. Don't worry if lightning opponents kill you. That's under control soon. If you switch to one-handed offense, well, with a one-handed offense, we're just attacking faster. Attacking faster means more blood lances, and that's just in general more effective. So we wanted to try out a two-hand, but I will have to say that the two-hand just feels less efficient than using a one-hand. I mean, it doesn't feel bad, don't get me wrong, but it just doesn't feel as efficient as. Because end of the day, it's all about attack speed in Bloodlands, right? Bloodlands is attack speed only. Can you change my dungeon? I don't have it with me. Oops. That should really not one-hit me. I just simply don't have it with me. Wait, let's upgrade things, because that's the cool thing about Nightmare Dungeons right now. So you don't actually have to finish them, right? We're just going in here to get our respective amount of Opticide, so we're happy. The game is too easy. Maybe they should bring out other mods to Lightning Enchanted. No, sir. The game is easy. If you're looking for a hard game, you're playing the wrong game, if I'm honest with you. So I already got like another hundreds of Opticide, right? So that is now boosting our life even further. That's Bloodlines duration. That's useless. Maximum life or bust, right? That's the only thing you want to see. 21% max life bonus. Now, it's sadly not as much as it used to be, so that weapon was nice, but I want to take my here 810 max life. See, that's suddenly 6,000 max life, and we're sitting at... actually, no, we're not using that one. We're using this one, which also had a max life, right? Both had a max life. So that's 6,500. That's 2,000 more max life. That is so much more important, I guess. Okay, wait, let me see. We still get the overpower. Get that one. I'll clear a 150 pit and that's say it's easy. Clearing a 150 pit is not hard. Like you're mistaking difficulty with grind. I mean, clearing a 150 pit is easy if you're willing to put down the hours of the grind for equipment. Like mechanically clearing a 150 pit is not hard. I'm sorry. Like there's no argument here. The game is easy. You press a few buttons and do a few cooldowns, like, right? You just have to figure out your build, and even figuring out builds is not really hard in this game. Diablo is not a complicated game. That was a 31 million hit, Chan. That's the first 30 million we have seen. Which obviously doesn't count because this is Bloodlands like 43. Let's go. This is Bloodlands chaining like multiple enemies together. So now, I'm not saying that like to be cocky or anything. It's just like the fact that Diablo is not a hard game, right? I mean, doing high difficulty pit tiers is just about how much time do you want to invest? Ring aspect is wrong. Nope. Oh, yeah, the ring aspect is wrong, right? We're missing the Great Feast right now. True, we're actually missing damage. Cool. True, we're actually missing damage. Dude, let's finish this for the 300 plus Opticide. How long do you usually stream? We stream around like 6 to 8 hours per day, depending on if there's enough content, right? If there's enough things to do. I mean, today we wanted to do everything Soulrift, and I think we're like, it's working out quite nice, right? So this is a tier 4 boss right now. Let's see how a tier 4 boss feels with Bloodlands. Seems good, right? I'm And when we definitely have our Soulrift permanently active, we could technically play... We could technically play the aspect of... We could play the crit multiplier aspect if we wanted to. What do you think, guys? Corpse Tendrils. More crit damage into Corpse Tendrils. I mean, it's 40% more. Actually quite good. And it's also 20% more crit chance, so it might actually be the aspect to play for this. Yeah. I got a unique. Cool. I can't imagine once we have our runes, how quickly people would be destroying Torment for it. But, sir, again, if I put my time in to grind this up, if I put my time in to get this to level 46, 50, I should be destroying Torment 4. Because why else did I do it? Why else did I grind my stuff up? I mean, I did surely not grind my stuff up to get my ass beaten, correct? Surely. 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 If I invested the time, right? And if I grinded everything, surely. So we could make this the Great Feast again. And then we could make this the Grasping Veins. Right? Again, 20% bonus crit chance. Up the side, 240. 240. Are you going to try only Soul Rift or build based on the Soul Rift damage? Yes, we will also do a Soul Rift based damage build. Let's see how would like further Tormenteer feel with this. Technically, we should be able to do further Tormenteers. Yeah, you max 3 glyphs. You mean you max 3 glyphs like level 100, right? Are you saying you level 100 3 glyphs? That's crazy. Sir, how much time have you spent with the game? Oh no, doorbell! I can't come! I'm coming! Give me a second! I'm on my way! Okay, we're back. Interesting. This feels like I'm almost doing more damage to this than the Blood Surge build, but that's mainly because I'm just doing more overpowers. Right? So this is why this is like potentially just feeling like more. Because you're doing a total of more overpowers in general. Oh, and you're chaining people together. So that's the thing about... That has always been the cool thing about Bloodlands. Oh, that should have not happened. I was waiting for the stun. What's the current experiment? Well, the current experiment is a Soul Rift Blood Surge build. So instead of using Blood Wave, because everyone and their mom would obviously tell you that Blood Wave is what you should be using. Because, well, Blood Wave makes Blood Orbs, and therefore it makes sense, right? Surely. But what if... Oh, wow. Did you see that cascading damage? How everyone just died? Damn. Like, one thing about Bloodlands that a lot of people forget is that Bloodlands sticks in people, and then it sticks in more people, and then it sticks in more people, and every... Like, if I do, like, let's say a 10 million damage to one, then everyone gets 10 million damage, more or less. So they're all chained into each other. So if I start, like, doing this spree of crazy overpowers... then everyone gets crazy overpowered. Which works plenty well against tons of mobs. But if you're fighting, it's like, it's funny because if we're fighting like one big target, we might... Oh, why would that kill me? That we sometimes against one big target, like, take even longer than we would take against a mass of targets. You need 7k emerald fragments to get your thing upgraded. Yeah, so if you're right now lacking diamond fragments to, or any kind of fragments to get things upgraded, the problem is that you're missing, we're missing the Infernal Hordes. I mean, if we had the Infernal Hordes, this is a non-issue. Also, I think fragments could be gained from... Wasn't Helltide the best for fragments? Gonna consider if we could drop the Unmaker. Because right now we're playing the Unmaker, okay? But I could drop the Unmaker technically for the Crown of Lucian. Because my Soul Rift duration is long enough to get reset. So like you might notice how quick I'm actually resetting things. So every 8 seconds I have Soul Rift. Ergo, I don't actually need the Unmaker. So on the Blood Surge build, we needed the Unmaker because Blood Surge was essentially not having enough cooldown reduction to make us have the uptime, right? So we could technically drop the Unmaker and think about using the Crown of Lucian for another 57% damage boost, which I'm not sure if it's needed, but probably, right? To upgrade the glyph, you need the mats. Well, but you would have the mats. I mean, like right now on the test server, you're like, right? You might not have the mats right now because you didn't do the Infernal Hordes to actually get here, but you would have the mats. That being said, if you feel like it's stupid that... So, chat, very important. Listen to me right now closely. If you feel like it's stupid that you need mats to upgrade your glyph, right? That you're like, man, why do I even need mats to upgrade my glyph to legendary? Then you tell that Blizzard, okay? So please tell them that it's stupid, that you feel like this shouldn't be in the game. That why do I need mats to upgrade my glyph? That's dumb. Remove that. That's why we're having test servers for these scenarios where you feel like something is dumb and doesn't make sense for various reasons. Maybe you're even right. Maybe it doesn't actually make dumb and like, you know. Maybe you're just not whining. maybe your feedback has hand and a foot. Right? That's what we have that there for. So no matter how I think or how anyone else feels, if you feel like this is not good, then give that feedback because there might be thousands others like you who feel the same. And that's okay. It's valid to feel like that. Hordes are basically unlimited mats at some point. They are. Still, though, like I am totally with you. If I am in the pit, okay, I get to the end of the pit, and I'm about to upgrade my glyph to legendary. And then it suddenly tells me, oh, you don't have enough diamond dust to do this. I'm going to be like, what the fuck is this? Why do I need now diamond dust to upgrade my glyph? I just finished a very hard pit run, right? That was like, it took me 12 minutes to do. And you're telling me now that I can't upgrade my thing because I'm missing diamond dust? That's the moment where you're like, okay, like, what? Not cool, bruv. Doing a surprising good amount of damage. I personally think the Surge build felt stronger. And the Bloodlance still has like a lot it can do, right? Especially if I master work up like my Bloodlance is hit twice. I just feel like my overpowers on Bloodlands are so weak because there's only like 3 million overpowers compared to the 30 million overpowers that we're essentially doing with Oh, I forget that she does that. I forget there was a final explosion coming. Oops. Right, it's taking a bit, right? And I can still upgrade my glyphs. I'm just like one thing I'm not sure about is like where my damage ceiling currently is with this, right? Like how much more damage we can squeeze out. Like there's definitely like alone the mutilator plate higher levels up will make it more powerful. Like if I get this as an ancestral, right, you're instantly going crazy. But I feel like the surge was stronger. Surprisingly. Gotta try this with the Crown of Lucian. I think that could give us a different vibe because right now I gotta see like how long is the uptime. So we have a 10 seconds uptime. It's like I gotta look that we're essentially have the soul rift every 10 seconds again. So unless we have the soul rift every 10 seconds again, right? I couldn't remove it. You're about to break, not full damage. No, it is full damage. This is gear scratch. This is not gear about to break. This is the orange bar. Orange doesn't mean squad. Okay, we're making quite some blood orbs, like even without interacting with corpses. I mean, you gotta consider right now we also have one Paragon board we're essentially not using, right? Great. The dude actually summoned his bone wall into her making her aura of death. That's funny. Like that bonus crit damage that we're getting from the corpse tendrils might actually reach harsh diminishing returns, right? Because we're currently like we're getting like a bonus of wee. They really slowed this one down, didn't they? That one would, by the way, one hit me. I'm standing close. Whee! But I think the blood surge felt better. That's okay. Time right now. We died a bit. We shouldn't have died. So that's that. Feels like no damage. I mean, this is Torment 4, Pit 74. So we're doing tons of damage. Rest assured, we're doing tons of damage. We get a Testament of the Dawning Sky. By the way, this might actually be one of the best items to come, right? At least for jumping world tiers early. There's only a pen slot. Okay, so the next test would now be... I mean, Blood Surge already works. Bloodlands works too. We definitely have to see about the Blood Wave build. Because you should be able to do a full Blood Wave build. Right? Especially if we do a Blood Wave Overpower build. Where we only play Blood Wave to overpower. And maximum juice the damage. And then you play... Chance for Blood Wave to deal double damage. Huh? Chat? I mean, that one tempered on a two-handed weapon? And then spamming Blood Wave? I just want a Blood Wave build to be good, right? I'm a simple man. I just want a Blood Wave build to be good. Okay, so let's wrap it up for what did we have today. So in case you missed it, we did a Sever build. Sever is insane with Soulrift. Bloodlands works with Soulrift too. Blood Surge is insane with Soulrift. So Sever and Blood Surge definitely great with it. What we need to test now is shadow builds. So the idea is that we would use Blight, okay? You would use Blight, Soulrift, then we're going to use the Unmaker, obviously. But in this case, with Blight, we would boost our shadow damage. Because Soulrift deals 200% of its shadow damage per second to surrounding enemies for every 30 essence you gain while it's active, okay? So we would have to gain a lot of essence and more essence than possible, because here's the point. If we would now get a lot of lucky hit, right? Then technically we could make the Unmaker pulls out like crazy. So there's a lot of things that might be possible. We might even be able to play the Unmaker with Ixfeld's Corroded Signet, because right now Soulrift says every 0.25 seconds it pulls out 3 souls. So I would say every 0.25 seconds has a chance to lucky hit. So 4 times per second it can lucky hit. And that means every soul sucking, every soul rib. You could trigger Ixfeld's, correct? It was great. Spirit Wave is stronger than Sever. Spirit Wave is great, but Spirit Wave is a... How do I say this now? It's a certain playstyle where you give away agency of where your shots are going, if that makes sense. So I can see Spirit Wave be fun, especially like you could use the Soulrift for Spirit Wave as well, technically. But because you're actually making enough Blood Orbs, but obviously you would take the new Blood Wave, and Blood Wave got juiced because Blood Wave is now doing 6 Blood Orbs instead of 3 Blood Orbs. So that means you are getting 18 Blood Orbs instead of just a measly 9 Blood Orbs. And since Spirit Wave is just simply working with as many Blood Orbs as possible, that's nice. So that's kind of cool. But yes, Season 6, so far as it seems, is going to have tons of builds. I mean, we're looking at Sever, Blight, Bone Spear, yes, Bone Spear, Blood Wave, then Spirit Wave, Bone Spirit itself, that's number 6 already. You can have the Blood Surge, we're going to have the Blood Lance, that's already 8 builds. Then there's probably the Bone Splinter build, so Bone Spirit, Bone Splinter spam. Then there's the original Bone Spirit build, so that's also working. That's already 10 different builds that are potentially going to be very good. And the problem is that Minions is... I mean, Minions could technically be working very well because of one thing. And this sounds a bit weird, but there's one temperings that makes Minions insane, and it's called Chance for Golem to hit twice. Why is that so good now? Because if the Golem hits twice and you make your Golem have a passive DPS of actually 1 million per hit, right? Because you could do this at least 1 million per hit. Your golem could do so much damage that he's actually the biggest source of DPS because he has like that 200% attack speed going on, and he goes then do, and his auto attacks could be insane. So things are going to be fun. I would say though now that we're ending the stream today, that was great knowledge we gained. Tonight, I might come back online to actually try out the runes, or we're going to do a video about it tomorrow. But we also have the Blood Surge coming for you. So Blood Surge finally 2.0 enhanced, like super fun. So we're going to drop that too for you. Yeah, it's looking good. Thank you for coming today. Thank you for watching. Hopefully enjoying. It was grand. I had a great time. We will definitely be trying to push for pit 100 in the test server. So I'm currently sitting at pit 74. And my goal is obviously to make it all the way to pit 100. For that, I have to push more glyphs. We'll do that and we'll have a good time doing this. Okay? Thank you for watching, coming, lurking, chatting. See you tomorrow. Sunday. Tomorrow on YouTube. Don't